It's all muted. Thank you, Apolloni. I wouldn't have even known. I would have done the whole 2 hours with no sound. Yeah, basically there was for some reason things were muted in OBS. So I'm back. Let's explain everything that I just did. So I've gotten through a lot in the first 5 minutes, as I usually do. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some printing, which you probably figured out. Doing some printing. We're going to be taking some images. I was just testing upscaling them with Seed VR from Flux Crea. So we made the images in Flux Crea at 1344 by 1792. I've used the Seed VR to go up to 2048 on the smaller size, so it's 2048 by 2720. And to be honest, it actually destroys the details a lot. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to bother with that. No. We'll get to this in a minute. So yeah, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just taking some images from the model train that we did the other day, and I'm printing some of them. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll take that. We'll take that one. So the simple process, as I just explained it with no audio. Let's do it again. Just go straight into Camera Raw, and it'll do the last one you did, which is a cheap way of doing it, but I find doing it manually for each time actually helps, because sometimes it's not the same, bottom line. But it's up to you. You can either find something you like and apply it every time with Alt-Control-F after bringing a new image in, or you can go the full route, which is to go Camera Raw filter, go to Grain, which is under Effects, and we go maximum grain, maximum size, maximum roughness, click 100% for 1:1, scrub to an area where you can see some definition, and then we're going to play with the size. We're going to reduce it until we start to see there. See that? If I do it quickly, you can see it blinking. We want to get just where it starts to go. Like there, and then I go 42. And then roughness is the same. This end, it's like, how would you say this? Like an orange peel, and the other end is like scrumpled up paper. So if I go somewhere between the two, just as the orange peel goes away, it has a bit more feature to it. Cool. So that's 33. So I make that 32 just because I don't like odd numbers. And then we'll go grain down. And obviously that's off. Obviously I tried to go with 8, 16, you know, I go with like the, you know, our favorite numbers. But I think probably 28 or 32. Just got to do it by eye, and it's up to you. Okay, so you say okay. Now if I zoom in on that, that's much different than the last one, is what I'm trying to point out. And it might look rough here, but we're zooming in more than, this is at 278% now. So that's not 1:1. We're like analyzing the pixels. So of course we can see them. It's Photoshop. But if we come to like 100%, there should be view 100%, Control 1. That's what it actually looks like. So what do? Control A, Control C. I have a project here which is an A3 page. Paste it in. That's right. It's not upscaled, guys. But we've already treated it. Now sometimes I put this, sometimes I'll do this bit and then put the noise on after. Alright. Because really you want to put the noise on and then make it smaller. But it's such a rough art style that once this gets printed it'll be fine. So this is, let's see, where are we? That is 100% when printed at that scale. Okay. I'm going to go and get the prints off the printer. I might get a like a webcam set up in a little box on the side so we can look at these together. But alright, so let's see. Do you know what? Looking at these two images, It's sharper without doing seed VR upscale, as I thought it... Wait. Hang on. There's some kind of optical illusion going on here. It's actually not. Because obviously to the eye, you don't put your eye right up to the thing. It just goes all blurry. You can't do that. You see what I mean? So it's a bit different when you're printing. And what this is telling me... is it is better if you do the upscale. Huh. I just need to stand under some light and actually look at this proper. Hold up. Let me just go over there real quick. It's quite ganny. But no, it was better. It was actually worth doing. Okay. There you go, lessons learned. It was worth doing. Okay, so there's less pixelation, basically. There's less pixelization. And the lines are more clearly defined somehow. Interesting. Alright. And this is Flux Krea? Yeah, this is Flux Krea with a Flux LoRA. Is the sound coming through okay now, by the way? Because you never said if it was or not. I'm guessing it is, because you probably would have told me, right? One on the right is just blown up, one on the left is upscaled and then blown up, and then this one was not upscaled. So then we'll get her upscale and just double check it, right? Okay, so no faith. I should have trusted myself and just done it. Oh well, we've actually got another one we can compare. Did I put that one in here already? No, I did not. I did not. But we've got the upscaled version. So that's the upscaled version. So obviously if we come in, you can see, look, anybody that's done AI immediately knows this has been upscaled because you can see these sorts of artifacts and that, you know. But the weird thing is that when you blow this up, noise it and print it, all of that is, you can't see that. And it turns into which image has the best definition overall, you know. You can't see a lot of this smeary mess. It just becomes, there's a wire there, you know. It's quite interesting what's going on. Obviously, like we're going from screen to medium, screen to print medium. So that's why it is. It's like this. Obviously, looks like pen paint. It looks a bit bad, but when it's printed out, it looks great. So let me just see now. I need to get the original. Where's the original? Need to find that one image. There it is. That wasn't too difficult. Put that there. Right, so if we look at the original, it's got the same mess, but you can tell this wasn't upscaled. You see what I mean? Because it's got the way everything is. I mean, I think... well, I mean, by my eye, I can tell. You know what I mean? I mean, I hope you guys... It's kind of hard to describe, but you see how it's like sharpened things up and blended things together, and it does this sort of in a particular way. It's like a really good ESR GAN upscale. It is very good. I've got to give it credit. It is very good. We're going to take advantage of that. So obviously we're going to have to do the same thing to both of these. So if we just go camera raw, I'm going to make this quick. This one's quite high. Oh, what? I forgot to go 1:1. Whoops, not print. Okay, so that's the original. Do that one first, and then the upscaled version second, yeah? So, apply the same thing. It is the same image, but even here, now we'll see if it actually was the same values. I bet it's not. Uh-oh. It's beeping at me. Load paper. It can't. What? All right. Give me a minute. There's always another machine wanting some attention. So 100. Looks like 28 again, to be honest. No, it's not. 42. 42, and then 42. Yep. I guess it's 42 as well, let me guess. Yeah, it is, yeah. Okay, so it was different. I mean, it is a bigger image, so it kind of makes sense it would be different, but, you know. Copy. Paste that one in there. Try and get it as close as I can to this other one. I suppose there are values there. You could like do it here by the numbers. Yeah, let's make it exact. Can I copy these? Oh, I have to do it one at a time. Look at these sizes, they're terrible. It's alright, I'm going to be cropping anyway. Even get the position the same, yeah? There's probably a way to copy them all at once. I don't know what it is. Okay, so now it seems like it's still off a bit. All right, well maybe it changed a bit from the upscaling itself. Let's zoom in on that. So it's pretty well lined up. It's like 1 pixel off or something. Oh well, it's close enough. It's close enough. If I print this out, you know. And then, of course, I need to put a printer in it. Paper time. You know, it's funny. I went to the place where I buy paper today, yeah? This is brilliant. And you think, what? You went to a place to buy paper? And yeah, because when you get it delivered, it's creased and it's scuffed. So I like to go to you go to a printer supply place and get it there. The price is the same. They price match the internet now. So anyway. I went in there and I asked them for Epson printer paper, and the bloke looked at me square in the face and said, Epson don't make printer paper. I thought, I think I need to find a new place to buy paper. Buy the stuff again. What do you mean Epson don't make printer paper? Insane. What am I supposed to do? They sell the stuff. Anyway. Maybe I am just mad. I might just be mad. Anyway. Right. You know, premium gloss isn't really like paper. Well, it's more like card than paper, to be honest. It's not like, it's quite thick. Oh, don't you worry, there'll be no spoilers here. No spoilers here. Hello, Apolloni. Wait a minute. What am I talking about? You're the only one here. Right. Speak up if you're actually in the chat lurking, guys, you know? Let me see. should be able to print now. Alright. I suppose we don't often start early. Right. Right, so it's going to print them out, and then I think that's pretty much that one done. I mean, did I upscale this image? No. So I should. I will grab the woman. Where is she? Here? Yes. Here? Yes. Right, so I need that workflow. I closed it, didn't I? Smart. That was smart. There we go. Put her in there. Send her up to 2048 on the small side. And then we'll repeat the process again. And then these can all go in my little portfolio binder thing. So we've even got, like, you know, they'll be side by side. Most people won't even be able to tell. I think most people won't even see the difference, you know. It's a very subtle difference, but it's there, you know. It makes quite a big difference, so it should be a nice comparison. I'll basically end up taking some pictures of these with the camera. I'll post them up in the Discord. But yeah, these look nice. So yeah, we got one more left to do, which is this one. So while it's printing, let's do the same thing again. So it is camera raw plugin, full noise, full noise, full noise, 100% view, scroll to a place with some detail, like the face, always a good one. And then find the balancing act. So balancing act. Oh wow, this one's quite low. So 24. And then roughness would do the same thing. It's like, which one do you want? Do you want that or do you want that? And I think it's like somewhere in between. Right there maybe. Okay, 36, and then scroll your size down until you get to, like, it's usually the same size as one of them, usually, but not always. I like just don't do any odd numbers and you should be okay. So if I zoom in on it now, it looks a bit like that, which is way more professional than that smooth stuff, and you know, it's easier than actually trying to do skin, you know, in paint skin, you know. I want to show what the art was like. I don't want to change it just for skin. So I just do noise. When you print it out, it's good. So Control A, Control C into the template for A3. It's obviously small. We're just going to drag it out. You could say, oh, but we'll upscale it. Yeah, but will the upscaler make it better though? We've upscaled to 2048 already. So, you know, we've done a bit of upscaling already. Am I going to match this exactly? 3771. Wow, do you know what? I'm actually really close. Look at that. By eye, I'm 2 pixels off. It's close enough. It's actually close enough. I can't believe how that's pretty close. All right, cool. So yeah, anyway, boom, 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 boom. Print. Cool. Now there is an argument that you should do the upscale and then put the noise on in here. But guys, I don't want to test too many things at once. You can get you know, you can end up ascribing something to something else and then doing something you didn't need to forever. You've got to be very careful with ritual. So what I think is, we're just testing this one thing. Don't need to make it more complicated. Because we've already looked at hyperscale in the past, you know, this is just a different approach. There's no such thing as the best approach. Anybody watching this, I hope they take that away. It's horses for courses. Alright, let's get those prints off the printer. Alright, so we got these two. I'm glad that I can tell by eye which one is which. Basically, if you don't do the upscale, one of them looks more pixelated. But then I'm wondering though, when I do the upsize, I could use a bilinear or a Lanczos to get rid of that pixelization. If I really wanted to, I could use bilinear and make it blurry as a choice. And then just control the blur. Because we haven't done any depth of field, we haven't done anything like tilt shift, we haven't done anything like that. So that means that is another one done. And when I get this next one, that'll be a 3 set. A 3 set completed. Another objective in the bag. Definitely get yourself an A3 binder. And if you don't have a printer, send stuff off to your local print shop. Is probably cheaper than you think. But I would recommend just buying a printer. Just to be real, you know, you should really just get a printer. Just get a printer. I know it sounds like, oh, just get a printer. It's easier said than done, Drift. And I understand that, but it's like investing in yourself, I guess. You know, you can spend it on beer. Is ice cream a weapon? Yeah, you can die from diabetes from eating too much ice cream. And we haven't even got into all the other things. Ice cream is definitely a weapon, but you could argue it's the sugar and the fat, not the ice cream. I don't know. Battle Cruiser operational, says Fernicar. Liked and subscribed. Thank you very much. You missed so much. Just the first half hour. We started a little bit early today. So don't worry, you haven't missed a lot. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right, I'm just removing old art from my 2-year-old gallery that looks terrible. And replacing it with kick-ass stuff from this year. Which is nice, because if I can get things looking good in print here, they'll look even better in print in the book, because I want to do a volume 2. Cyber Society Volume 2, which will be a paperback and a hardback art book. But I don't think it'll be A3 though, guys. That's too expensive. It'll probably be A4. So that means all of these images I'm making, they'll get shrunk. That's the funny thing. Oh my god, what's happening? It's one of my robots, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's one of my robots. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Yeah, don't worry about it. What are you doing? Bloody machines. I'm just putting the prints away, guys. Don't worry, I'll be right back. I'll be right with them. Just putting the prints in the thing. Yeah, the prints that we did yesterday look really good. See, the last ones I have are, I don't know if you remember now, but we did them live. We did them on the, what was it now? When Kling 1.5, Kling 1.5 came out, I think we did a bunch of stuff. And so I've got a bunch of those prints still. So if I put it like that, I should be able to just feed it in. Okay. I don't know how much you can hear of what I'm doing, but let's see if I can get something up for you guys to look at while I'm messing around. Output folder. Yeah, here we go. Right, so if I go to folder, oh no, it's tiny. Small potatoes. fix that. Okay. Oi, oi! I didn't say full screen. Oi, oi! Microsoft, stop! Microsoft, go. These are the outputs from the enhanced Cyber Society that we did yesterday. Furnicar, AI got sent in and started exploring my folders. Yeah, I don't know what it was trying to do. I think it was trying to get into my hot folders. I don't even know which one was opening. There were so many. It was probably just my hotkeys. Let's see. Are you removing the mimicry of signature watermark from the training set? I will be picking, like, the images which I want to train with will be edited. So, like, I go in and remove, like, rogue planets from the background. I'll remove signatures. I'll probably even remove the bloody birds, because a lot of them aren't. And these drone things as well, sometimes I'll get rid of those. Sometimes I'll even get rid of an entire weapon because it's being held funky. Might get rid of the thing above that guy's head because it kind of looks like it's attached. You know, there's lots of stuff that you might do. I'd leave that bird though, that's cool. In fact, some of the birds will probably get kept in this one because they don't look so disfigured. Oh wow, look at that. Come on. Oh, it takes so long to put things away. Right. Last one. Like putting nuclear rods into a reactor or something, this is. Like I said, it's annoying, but when I'm out and about, this is nice. Real nice, and I've been slowly filling it up, you know. We got a bunch of art grid stuff, we got Sharona, we got Empire, and now we've got a whole bunch of Cyber Society. There's some of the oil painting stuff that we did yesterday in there. Probably could get some better ones of those. And then there's some of this new Cyber Society. But we need to print out more, so this section isn't over. Oh, this section ain't over. We need more. But I need it from the Cyber Society set, like the ones that we're looking at here. Okay, so what I'm, you know, is this training set's hard to curate. Well, luckily I'm curating from the perspective of putting it into a gallery, so it's like that one's really nice. So, you know, but anyway, we need to stop looking at this and actually look at them properly. Oh, that's the sound of a rotary engine. Pardon me, it's trying to start. Let's make this bigger so you can actually see more on the screen. And I think I'll bring myself back. I am sitting down again. Yes, and yeah, no, yes. There we go. So, Furnicar says, the previous ones weren't easy either, yet you rolled with it. Makes me wonder, is this current tech the point of inflection? 2.2. Well, the funny thing is, there's like two directions you can go in, because, you know, Flux Crea is really nice, but I'm using that to train WAN 2.2 now, for the images I mean. But I think that Crea actually has a better fidelity. So what I really want to look at next is taking the WAN 5.5, sorry, taking the new WAN on image to image, trying to upscale, you know, because I think there might be a way to get the best of both worlds out of this. I don't know if it's you do WAN 2.2 first and then upscale it with Crea. Do you know what I mean? I think it's probably that. The question is, will they fight each other and end up producing a worse image when working in combination? Oh, bloody hell, what was that? Anyway. Right. let's get on with it, shall we? I've had enough sitting down. Looks all fuzzy anyway. Yeah, so... so it's obviously... Haha, the brain. I love how the brain concept got retained. And the floating people. Nice explosion. Bit of a weird thing going on there, maybe. It's a gun and a sword? I don't know. So let's look for something. Let's look for things. Wow. That's impressive. They're kind of cool. That's kind of on point. It's getting closer. Trying to find something that checks more boxes. Wow, he's lost his arm. That's cool. Lots of cool images. That's pretty iconic. That one's pretty iconic but maybe not these. Yes. Okay, so this could be an interesting test case. So let's just be savages and good luck, Photoshop. Oh, what's it done? What is it doing? It's trying to make rocks. Oi, 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 oi. Just keep deleting. Just keep deleting. There's nothing there to grab. There's still like a bit of foot there. Terrible. But I think the argument is, would you know if you didn't know? Would you know? And even if you did know, let me see. I go like that. Yeah. Sorry guys, this won't take me a minute. Now, I'm being a bit like sort of haphazard with this. You might want to take a bit more time over it. It's quite fun actually. I find this sort of thing quite therapeutic. You can also do this with like what's it called, an art tablet, you know. You could, if you are able to get yourself a little scrubber. All right. Hang on, I've got someone knocking on my door. Just a second. All right, we're back. So obviously, I might want to sort of try and get a bit of definition out of that red deck. It's a little bit of a confusing shape here, you see what I mean? Yeah, there we go. What's my trauma? My trauma is unrealized or underutilized ability. That's my trauma. I don't know. Everybody has it. I'm sure I've got some, but who knows. Fear of my car breaking down. Fear of flat tires. So, for example, say I didn't actually want him to have this. I wouldn't use the healing brush for that, I would go ahead and get my thing like this. Now you can use a zigzag, you know what I mean? There are different modes for the object detection, but I find this is pretty good. You can also use the drop down at the top, go for cloud instead of my card. It's going to send it to Adobe and do an even better job, you know? I would even try and get rid of that stump. Again, it's just shift backspace, that's all it is. And then of course, if there's anything remaining, like maybe I don't like a few little bits and pieces, maybe I don't like the look of that, maybe, you know, ooh, actually I broke it. Oh no, I fixed it. No, it's alright. It's alright. So I don't really want to do too much because I'm trying to show what the model can do, not what I can do with a bloody brush, you know what I mean? That's not the goal. I still think you can kind of see it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the brush size a little bit, take the hardness down a bit, not a lot, and dab it in places where I think it could be better. Oh, that's brave. Every click could potentially mess this up, you see, so. But we're actually getting really good results. Like, I don't like this floor, okay? But I don't think really people are going to pay much attention. Do you know what, actually, that does, it is bad. It is bad. You see what it's doing now? It's just kind of, look. Taking it from the other place. It's like sometimes you can tell, like by what it picked, what it's doing. Anyway, pick there. The healing brush is like a one-step thing. I keep trying to sample the area, but that's a different brush. You don't need to do that. So I mean, what happens if you do it on his face? Oh no! Actually, that's pretty cool. Hey man. Abloni says, I upscaled my low quality videos with 2.2 and they came out nice, but how much of the heavy lifting it actually did, I don't know. I guess it was mostly LoRa's an upscale model. Flat tires got me there. The bicycle is like my own legs. This car. So anyway, like I said, we've touched this up. We got rid of the buildings, which I felt were distracting. I mean, I think it's a bit much. Like I said, if I was to try and get rid of that rock, I don't know why I did it. I did it. Try and like just calm this area down. Make it all a bit misty is fine. I don't mind misty. Do you know what? Just nobody talk about the bottom right corner of the screen. I mean, I guess if you just keep touching it up and touching it up and touching it up, eventually it's just gonna just be generic floor. Still looks a bit weird here. I think it's always going to look weird because I'm just basically scrambling it. Yeah, I'm just going to make it worse. Alright, that's good. So again, we will do the camera raw. I'm going to noise it up. And then shrink down the size first. Size scrubbing. Oh, should do 100%, but you won't be able to tell what the heck's going on. So there to there, there to there, there to there, there to there, there. It's kind of small. I reckon 16 with a roughness of 8. Damn, this is very different. That's why I do it every time, because you can never really tell. So maybe 16 is the sweet spot here. You can see it when you zoom in quite easily. Alright, so copy and oh yeah, we were supposed to upscale it. Crumbings. Well, actually, I'm not going to do that because I think we're going to do some more stuff anyway. Come on, where's the middle? There. Yeah. Where's the other one? Photoshop. Should still be paper in there. All right. Now then, the whites. That's mental. Look at the colours on the sword. What the heck? You get rid of the jet plane. Get rid of the planet. That'd be a fun one. Get rid of the planet. They do build planets in the lore, but that's not the point. Hey, that was too easy. Let's really have a look at that. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah, it can't, I don't think. Oh, wait. No, it's kind of able to do it, actually, but it's kind of extremely hit and miss. Okay. I mean, if you didn't know it was there, it's not missing, is what I'm saying. You know? And then, yeah, just get rid of some of the, you know, have one in you know what I mean? I don't mind having one distant, or actually, that's quite cool. We will get rid of that one. And we will get rid of that one. Oh crap, there's nothing there. You. Get rid of that. Alright, and then healing brush time. Get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. Okay, now is there anything else distracting? So we've got our person being all heroic. We've got a floating rock, and it's not a floating rock. He's obviously, actually, I don't know. It's a mountain. And there's all these platforms. Does it make sense? Well, we don't know what it's doing. Synergy description suggests the sum of separated LoRA and upscale does not equate to the quality you got through LoRa's and upscale combo, says Fernicar. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit difficult because obviously WAN is a video architecture and Flux Crea is the image architecture. I don't know. I mean, I think there's some similarities, but yeah, this is cleaner. It is cleaner now. I don't know if I'm actually going to print that now. Let me just see what else we got. I like that. But I think we can probably do better. Yeah, we can probably do better. That one's cool. That one's cool. See, I want to see if we can in-paint the Cyber Society guy here and all this sort of stuff. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Bit generic. So it does look like the one I've got is probably the better one at the moment. Need to make more. Need to make more. Let's see. Benry says, I finally got a 5090 yesterday. Saw a video of his 4090 generated in 12 seconds. This GPU is 3 minutes and 20. Ah, yeah, so you mean 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Yeah, triple. 3 times as fast, huh? That's pretty cool. For WAN 2.2. Yeah. I mean, mine doesn't take 20. Mine takes 5 minutes. I have a 4090 and mine takes 5 minutes. But then I guess it depends what you're doing, doesn't it? So that is still quick. 3 minutes is quick. I think the quickest I could do it was 4 minutes, but then it's like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? How long is the piece of string? You know, is this 121 frames? Are you using Fusion X or Light X? Because obviously you can get two-step. You can get two-step one 2.2 now. So it's like two-step low, two-step high, two-step low, 4 steps total. That's what people have been showing off. And that is fast. But I haven't had a chance to try it. Plenty of time for that today, though. Let's have a look at the printer. Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's all right. I thought I printed it out sideways, but it's good. Yeah, these are great. These are going to print out nice. We'll have to see how they look when you shrink them down, though, because I've got a weird thing that they might change when you shrink the prints. So I got to test that. But anyway, where's it going? How do you lose something like that? Ah, here we go. It wasn't lost, it was misplaced. Right, we'll take this cracked one out and replace it. See, that's the point. I'm getting to the point where I'm having to. We're taking stuff out and putting better stuff in. That's what I like to see. There we go. Beautiful. We're just getting started, man. Good times. All right. So as I've been saying, let's do this one as well. So copy. We've already done the noise on it, haven't we? No. In fact, let's do the noise on the big one. So if I just copy that, say new, go to print, go to more, go to A3 if you're A3, if you're A4, go to A4. I'm going to pick orientation, landscape, 300 dpi, obviously, and that's our actual image. So do not fear, just drag it out. Now obviously there's lots of ways you can get into the nitty-gritty of upscaling, and we could have used an AI to do it. I'm just looking at print quality. Okay, so obviously you'd get like sharpness and blur, you know, but what if I just want to have a muck about with this? Yeah, so we've blown it up. So like, you know, you can do tilt shift and stuff so that like the blur is different for, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can spend hours in Photoshop, but the goal here is literally noise and print. That's all we're doing. What are we doing here? Right, come on, it's being Photoshop merged, filter, camera, raw, and this is like the idiot's guide to noising. Here we go. Max it out 1 to 1. Find something with detail. Oh my god. Find something with detail 100%, please. I mean, that I guess is detail. That I guess is detail. Got something to. Okay. Decrease the size of the noise so that you can see there that the detail is like, it's basically blurring. It darkens and then it blurs out. So what I do is I look for that where it starts to introduce and see which one I like the look of. I find it's about there. Well, it moves. It depends on the image. But I did find even values are best, so then we're going to do the same thing. See, roughness is like orange peel at 0, and then it's like crunched up paper at 100. So I'm going to just I'm just going to do it to my eye. That's all. I'm just going to go about there, I reckon. And then I'm just going to shrink the grain. Obviously 0 is what you would expect from an AI image. It looks like that. I'm just going to increase the grain. Usually, oh my god, look at that, 66 and 28. This is a wild spread. I'm going to go with 42. zoom in on it, you can see it, but it just looks a bit like paper. You see what I mean? It just looks a bit like paper. I mean, it's hard to see. Depends what screen you have and stuff. This is terrible, by the way. The biggest problem with print is that depending on the screen you have, you can get closer or further away from what it's actually going to print like. So what I try to do is just stick with 100%, and then I trust the process of noising, and that somehow helps the DPIs. It helps. So, are you going to print or what? What's going on? Is Photoshop going to crash trying to print? This is going to be something new. So nothing's happening. What's going on? Print's grayed out. Okay. Wait. Huh? I'm... What? Huh? Don't question it. Just print was unavailable for a few minutes there. I don't know why. Decided to be a printer again. Everything is fine again in the universe. Alright. So while that is printing, I'd say it's probably coffee time. So, yeah. Coffee time, guys. I was, it's funny, the book that we just recently released, the technical book, Counting the Parameters, which is an introduction to AI, all things AI, came out this week, and people have been buying it, and the funny thing is, I hadn't even received my author copy yet. It took them ages. They were like shipping copies out left, right and centre all over the world, and then they wouldn't actually deliver to me. Like, it was weird though, because it's like I wrote it, so I've got it already, but it would have been nice to get my copy, you know. So I was like, oh, I haven't even read it yet. It's like a joke, really. Of course I read it, but it's just funny, like, because I was like, oh, everyone's reading my book. See, I'm kind of actually, it's like a weird thing. Like, whenever I read my work, when it gets into print, and then I like turn into like teacher mode, and I'm like, oh my god, I made all these stupid mistakes. It's kind of annoying, I can tell now. All right. That this one is going to be. So anyway, as I say, this image here that we just printed out, it had a planet in it. That planet is gone. So, yeah, that's another tutorial, I guess you could say. That's going to be the front cover for the binder now. That last one we just did. If I can get it in there, it's making me touch it to get it in there. Just get in there. Get my greasy mix on. Alright. we're done. Yo. I'm back. Alright, who's here? Who's here? Make yourself known. We're moving into hour number 2. Why does it say 7 o'clock on my screen? Did I start the show an hour early and put the wrong time in? Is that what's happened? Has the clocks changed or something? What's going on here? I thought I started at 7, but actually I started at 6 somehow. What's going on? August the 3rd. What's going on here? Did I have like a clock that's an hour behind still? Summertime. Summertime ends in October, so it's not that. I quite knew it was that. Well, anyway, you get an extra hour. Isn't that funny? I thought I'd already. I thought it was 8 o'clock. Right. Pardon me. What's good time now is the AI is the clock ticking. Yeah, true. Yeah. That's not that. That is the truth. So anyway, we did a full hour on printing, printed out loads of stuff, looked at some time-saving stuff, because it's like everyone will tell you, upscale, and the reality is sometimes upscaling actually doesn't look better. What I was doing was upscaling to 2K on the small size. It's quite a specific idea there. Most people will be upscaling the large size. I was generating the large size in 2K and then upscaling the small size to 2048. So it's a little bit of a different method, but when you get to the end of it, I just dumb scale in Photoshop and make it whatever it needs to be. So, you know, I mean, ideally you'd want to generate with tiling up, but there's a time investment, and I don't think that the quality justifies the time. Not unless it's like a key piece that really needs to be the ultimate best. Like, say you're going to spend a week on one image. Yeah, okay, fine. When time is not a factor, but I think time is always a factor. So that's just something I'm always reticent that there's time, because you don't get more time. Anyway, but we can create time by saving it elsewhere, and that's another thing that AI is good for. I often wonder if AI could optimize your time with 99.99999, you know what I mean? If the efficiency of AI at planning, time planning, was like so high, you could actually end up creating more time, and you could get into a weird loop there. Well, not really, but it's something interesting to think about. Because like sometimes efficiency means 10x productivity. Depends how much efficiency we're talking about, right? Because like it can be a multiplier is what I'm saying, if you go hard enough with efficiency. Anyway. Classic. So that's my upscaler workflow. All it was Seed VR2 video, and we're just going 2048. That's all it is. It's pretty quick. Took it from this, which is like a Mid-Journey version 2 style, to this, which is looking more like an ESR GAN style. And I didn't like the look of this. I thought, actually, this looks really bad. It's like all painty and swirly and horrible. But actually, when you print it out and blow it up and stuff, it came out crisper than the original. So it was worth doing. It was worth doing. What's time good for now that AI is the clock ticking? Oh. Well, that's what I'm saying, see? Say you had an hour left, but you managed to get 99% efficiency, then that means every minute that you spend for the next hour would be like an hour. So now you've got 60 hours. You've just turned an hour into 60 hours, if you see what I mean, like the efficiency. Which sounds stupid, but it makes sense. And so it's like, you know, you could continuously make it more efficient and create more time so that you have enough time. So you could beat it to the singularity, is what I'm saying. by creating like hundreds of years. Because when you think about it, that's what AI does. They say, oh, we trained 1,000 GPUs for 100 hours, which is like 100,000 hours. So it would have taken 100,000 hours, but actually it took 100 because we had 1,000 GPUs, right? So if you continue to scale up the power of AI, the last hour could last 100 years in terms of effectiveness, not terms of time. Time doesn't slow down, but the stuff that can happen in that time can. What's time good now, or what's it? Can't compete with that, especially when you have several bots doing parallel work. Well, you can have bots create more bots. So you could have a bot create an army to do your job, and it'd be done in seconds, where it would have taken an hour. Again, now we're able to do 20 more things before. So say there's a bomb about to blow up. You know what I mean? There's a timer of an hour. It's going to explode. You've got an hour left. There's a timer. If we manage to make the AI better, we can get more done in that time. Potentially adding time to the clock. Because you've got to think that the inevitable end games of AI, which they say, they're not really inevitable. It could be steered away from, delayed, stayed, extended, derailed, blocked even, and all of that's going to make it extend out. But I like to think about the practical applications. I like to think that if you had an hour left until a deadline, you wouldn't have enough time. But if you've got all these systems set up, you do. Burp, says Dragon. Yeah, indeed. Let's get on with it. Next, what we're going to look at is the history project I've been running. So let me just get over to the other tab. I should really talk about this while you're still here. So I have a workflow in the works. It has a prompt distributor up front, so it's going to go through lots of different prompts, but you can set up many different things in this way. It's going to run through 1 to 10, and then it's going to run then through the enhancer using Olama with Polaris 4B, and it's going to generate those with WAN 2.2 as images. So like I said, this is like a really nice way of running your WAN trained image LoRAs. There it is. But like I said, this is work in progress. It's pretty much done. I've already done loads of testing on it. It works really well. But what I would like to do is add some LoRAs in there, you know. What's that? I'd created a bomb diffusing AI bot. That's pretty cool. I think that's like the goal of most of the guys on in research right now. Dragon says you're in trouble. Some of your fire breath caught my attention. Oh my goodness. Yeah, try to calm down, guys. We'll get blocked for like words. Which is funny because it's just words. It literally is just words with us. Okay. Let's get to the thing. There's a label for making more workflows. There's a workflow for making even more workflows. So this is modern academic researcher. Right, here we go. We're getting into it. So this is Modern Academic Researcher 1, okay? According to my stream, there's no one here. So I'm just going to keep going because I'm sure it's like bullshit. Why does YouTube do this? Refresh. Lies. Okay, so basically something's going on with the connection. Fun. Well, I'm still here and you could be watching later, so we're going to carry on. Let me know if you're actually in the chat, because I think that YouTube might have just like collapsed or something. I don't know. Right, image assets. Yeah, so we've already got Modern Academic A. We got that's the one that we have there, Academic A. So let's get Ian Goodfellow. Now I'm sorry, Ian, but this isn't really you. It's just what AI thinks you are. Sorry about that. Look at this. Welcome to live chat. Please abide by the rules. I don't know. Maybe the chat died. Is that what happened? I'm gonna show the chat some love. Yeah, error. Oh wait, it's back. Furnicar. Well, if you have a big wig, replace my dragon breath. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna whistle. Oh, there we go. I think the chat's working again. Alright, so anyway. This here is our prompt. Contemporary AI researcher. Whatever that means. So yeah, we're going to be going down this, making some assets. There's not many characters, so it shouldn't take long. It's probably going to be more work in the locations, I think. I think we can close this now. Yeah. If you're interested in any of that, that was the first hour of the show. So looking at this, we're gonna want one. See, I'm just like trust the process, you know what I mean? I want to see if I can improve the process, but ultimately I'm just gonna get it to do it. So I just want to generate bad clip art myself, if that makes sense. Fernicar says, wait, you didn't ask Apollonia what's an AI doing diffusing dangerous devices? Probably someone fine-tuned it. You gotta blame the fine-tuners. Unethical black hats. That's what you call them. Black hat fine tuners. Got to watch out for those guys. Oh yeah, if you're here, please like the stream. Does this guy look like an AI researcher to you? He's not even full body. God damn it. Is Apollonia a weapon? Hey, you can't ask if Fernicar is a weapon. See, you can ipso de facto that one, or whatever. You know? You're... Everyone's a weapon. Humans are weapons. You can boil that one down. Very much an Apple fanboy. I don't know who he is. So basically, there is a way to sort this out. Look, you see how a lot of people used to ask me, how do you fix this issue? It's just a prompt engineering issue. But you see where he says, blah, 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 genes. And then it starts talking about the pose. So at the right in between where it's talking about the clothing and the pose, you just need to say shoes. Oops. Why is it every button is like, look, every button is not the one I'm pushing. I hate Windows sometimes. All right, there we go. I'll blame my fat fingers. Let's see, did we get a full? No, it's like a super close up. And I'm going to save them, but probably won't use them. I need full body images. And we are generating them in, oh my goodness, look at this. He's making deals, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Wait, hang on. How do we? Oh, some weird veins. Okay, right. Yeah, I'm going back to the last prompt. I went too quick. I should have waited for the answer before I made it, you know. Yeah. So anyway, I'm making a bunch of characters for this like little animation we're going to make. It's going to be really bad, but it's going to be fun, and that's the point. It will be fun, not quality. Fast, not slow. Did loads of planning, so it's all AI generated, the whole thing. which, you know, it's funny. I like to split things out. There we go. Now we've got the whole thing. We'll take that. Thank you very much. And we'll put that one in the project. So what was this guy? I forget this guy. He was Ian Goodfellow, so we'll call him Goodfellow. Now, I'm not even going to look it up, okay? Because the idea isn't to steal their identity. It's just to have something to stand in and tell the story. So that's now Ian Goodfellow. If that doesn't look anything like him, well, this doesn't look anything like Leonard Euler either, so it's fine. There are some named people in here for the purposes of the narrative, right? But because it's historical, so we're doing like a little... we're doing like a low-rent historical thing. What's it called? Video essay. Yeah. Video essay. That's what they call it. So now we'll do the Google. Wait, no. I haven't done this guy. I got to do this guy. So we're going to get the thing. But I just need to add shoes because for some reason none of these prompts include the word shoes. And if you don't include the word shoes, it's not in the picture. And think about it, if everything in the picture is described and there's no shoes, well, it must be a close-up. So that's how that works. It's been like that since SD 2.1. So shoes, comma, and then we should get a full standing. Because everything else about that is a standing pose. But as I said, if you don't have, like, trousers, that's a good start, but really you needed shoes. It means like a proportion of the image will be shoes. So like this is taking up a proportion of the attention. Yes. Your prompt is biased towards Windows fanboy now. Is it? Make it more Linux fanboy. Listen. Remember, you got to imagine that I just went and got my characters from clip art. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make AI clip art for the animation. Lots of YouTubers do AI clip art. It looks a bit like me on the screen now, but it doesn't animate and it's photorealistic, you see. Like the animation is in the moving, not the articulation. Yeah. Like I said, we're trying to do it low rent, and I've come up with this. Like I said, it's a completely new idea. The whole thing was very simple. We were just like, I'm going to tell a story. This is my plan for the story. It's like a text storyboard with all the different scenes and everything, right? And the lines, which I might change. But yeah, and then I've said extract the image prompts. You know, it's a complex prompt, but basically give me image prompts for all the characters and all the locations as empty scenes. So I'm just going to work through these characters. Is he standing? Oh, damn it. The shoes trick didn't work. Right, what else is in this? Does it say close-up somewhere? No. Shoes. Socks. Socks in shoes. See? He's got to make... Because there's no shoes in that image. Where are my shoes at? I need shoes. Hands a bit better, a little bit better. Anyway, we'll get there. CGP Grey does the stick figure. Well, that's another way of doing it, see? And the reason they chose the stick figure is because it's easy to produce special stick figures when they need to. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because it's a basic thing, they can make an they could even animate the stick figure quite easily, you know, because it's a stick figure. A little bit like me. I'm like a stick figure, you know? Kind of. But anyway. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to RemBG these guys, and I'm going to keep that piece and use it over and over and over again. Zeus194, welcome to the show. So glad you could join. Zanelli says, it looks like you're writing a prompt, Clippy. Yep. And like I said, I'm trying to use Flux Crea for this one. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Yes, when I said socks. Haha! Gotcha. There's another one in the bag. And what's that guy? Academic B or something. I've forgotten what he is. Diffusion researcher. Oh, they have numbers as well, so maybe I should add that. Yeah, let's add the numbers as well, because it'll get out of hand real fast. So Euler is CH001. Okay. CH001 dash Euler. And then who's next? We can close it though. Don't really need them to be open. The next one is Modern Academic A. So we'll say CH02 Academic A. CH002 dash Academic A. It's good. And then Ian Goodfellow. CH003 Goodfellow. Yeah. CH003 dash Goodfellow. And then what's the next one? Diffusion researcher. So I'll say CH004 researcher. That's fine. It's really important to stay on top of naming and everything, because otherwise you'll forget and it will turn into a pig's nest. Pig's nest? Pig's breakfast. Like mixing up my analogies. Okay, so now we can get on to the next one. Corporate representative. So we're going to do Google. Google. Now I'm going to replace their head with a G, like a Google, like a circle with just a G over it. So it won't matter. Man, these prompts are so smooth. This is the smooth prompts I'm getting. It's so good. Oh wow, look at that. Polished dress shoes actually is in the prompt. Let's see him do it. That might be better than socks in shoes. I do like that he's got short trousers. That's brilliant. Hello, I am, what was he? Academic researcher. Yeah, he is researcher. Because the thing is, if you use the same character over and over again, people will prefer that to a different character every time. And they'll forgive you for not having another version of that character if you don't have another version. Do you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate a consistent character, even if they just use the same asset over and over again. Often in a lot of animations, it is the same animation, just used again and again and again on a different background. So, you know, start thinking about that. Instead of regenerating the same scene on a different background over and over and over, think about background swapping. Background swapping with redubbing. It's going to save time and money. And like I said, in production, you need that. So here we go. Polished dress shoes. Will this be the savior that was promised? Or do I have to type socks in polished dress shoes? Ah, where's my polished dress shoes? And wait, Google, that's a Google representative. Hey man. Hey man, this is why we're going to put logos over the top of everything, because I don't want that. Oh, what are you saying? Oh, you're making a statement. No, I'm not making a statement. I'm just trying to do a video. It's funny. Oh, right. Socks in shoes. Let's try that little notification, see if that gets us there. It even says hands at sides. Ah, yep, dark suit. White shirt, solid tie. We never said trousers. Fitted trousers. Still pretty smooth, guys. What do you think? So yeah, this project is essentially like a little, like, what do you call it? Like a video essay, I guess. Video essay on the history of image generation, something like that. But we start off like in the deep history, you know. I'll probably have to rewrite a lot of the script because it's all like smooth AI script, but I think it'll be like functional. I think it will be serviceable. It's just, you know, when you actually come to doing the lines, you're probably going to change them a little bit, but the substance is there, you know. It's not like a complex script. Full body shot doesn't tend to work, unfortunately, because people don't tend to use a consistent term like that. It may work, right? But as a base foundational model, it usually doesn't. But wait, I never even said trousers yet. Where are the shoes? Full body portrait. It's worth putting it in. I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I would say full body portrait. Let's say, but typically full body portrait of a, even though A doesn't get read. This isn't a very good prompt, to be honest. I should probably like actually use a flux optimizer for this. But I'm trying to get basic, clean art, character art here. It's so funny that it just basically so weird. Here you go. This is what you want, right? Like, I hadn't actually said trousers yet. But then I guess it does say modern dark suit, so... Just try it again. This looks great now. It's nice. It's a nice piece. Got some good bits in here now. Good comparisons. Oh no, my headphones got ripped out. Yeah, there we go. If it does another crotch shot, I swear. And then we got Sharona SVGs. See, I should probably be doing some Sharona stuff because these images aren't great. They're all SVG. I could do better than that. SVG was fun, it really was, but it kind of kills the palette for me. I did some experiments with quantization, like inverse quantization, to try and estimate what the palette should be, but it didn't work. No, it didn't work. It was fun though, but it wasn't better than any of the current methods, so I was like, nah. It worked, but it doesn't really, it's not better, so it's not even worth an alternative. But yeah, we got him. We got him. We got our Google representative. I love how the Google guy is just like, he looks like he's, I don't know, just looks like generic. Because obviously we're going to cover the face. What's this going to be then? Come on. It's going to be CHOO5-Google. Google guy. Okay. And then the next one would be, get rid of that for now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that as well, actually. Stability AI representative. Again, I'm just kind of seeing what it thinks that is in a way. So what have we got here? Industry professional, modern business, casual attire, dark blazer, no tie, casual jeans, clean sneakers, neutral standing pose, crossed, casually approachable, yet authoritative expression. This is kind of cool. It's kind of interesting how what it you know what I mean? Because I said, hey, do this, and it was like, okay, I'll do that. So that's what AI thinks, you know. I haven't given it much guidance. I've just said, we need to do this, do the thing. I'm trying to judge how it's going to do this. It's kind of a funny way of saying it. Because we do like meta testing, where the test is a test of the test, and stupid stuff like that for fun. Because you can. That's the beauty of AI. You can have AI rate itself with another AI and all this sort of all this. I mean, hell, you got 8 ways to Sunday to use the stuff now. You know. I think I got my Polaris right here. Hang on. I've got Polaris running there. So if I was to say, take the prompt that we're using and just say, enhance this prompt for use with Flux image generation. Which is kind of funny, because how does it even know what that... Does it even know what that is? I don't even know. Maybe. I haven't given it any rules at all. You know? Just see what it does. It's kind of silly, really. But the thing is, he might know. You don't know what he knows. He's going to do nothing now to embarrass me. Okay. Let's see the... He had to wait because I was using the... Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's like an AI tech guy. Alright. And this one would be CH06. CH006. Stability. Now, if I... Wait. He's still thinking about the task. We'll come back to him in a minute. I've choked him of all memory because we're generating video. Not video. We're doing stuff at the moment as well. So it's funny. Look how slow he's going. To enhance this for Flux. So does he actually... Yeah. I think he actually knows what that means. So we'll let him get on with that. It's kind of funny, really, when you think about it. I mean, I suppose it is a year old now, isn't it, Flux? But it is kind of crazy that the latest local models know what that means without having to tell him what to do. We'll see what his prompt comes out like in the end. I think we'll just run the next prompt without him and then come back to what he says. Just keep it moving. So, academic institution rep. So, we'll do another one. Put that in there. Go run. He's still typing his answer out. Oh, poor guy. It must be running on CPU because I'm using all of the memory. That's my guess. Because I don't think I'm offloading clip or anything. So even with... Oh, no. Tell a lie. I'm using Jujuf on both sides. So... that would be 12 gigs. And that would be... So I should only be using 16 gigabytes. And that would leave, in theory, enough to run Polaris on GPU, but there's no room for the context window, which is why it's so small. It makes sense when you think about it. Like, if I took a smaller model, it would run faster, because there's actually GPU space to run the context. Well, that's my experience anyway, you know. I couldn't speak for every model. They're all different, actually, when you get into it. They're not all the same. How are we doing? So this would be CH007 academic rep. Whatever that means. What's an academic rep? Can we have an OnlyFans traveling salesman rep? The industry for adults has pushed technology from VHS to online payment to streaming video. Maybe in a different video we could do that. Maybe we'll do a follow-up if this one's fun. Look, it's just another guy in a suit. See, I told him make them all just guys in suits because we're going to put a circle over their head and just have something there, right? Because they're faceless business guy, you know, in the story, in the narrative. They're just like business guy. They don't have names. It's like, we're going to dehumanize their contribution. No, I don't even know, you know. It's not. This is not important. 7. And what was this? Academic cultist. Is that going to be better? We could do that. Academic cultist. What's that? Cernicar says, "What on earth?" Look, you're not wrong, Dragon. Okay, you're not wrong that the that is an element, okay? But there are so many elements, and I'm looking at the history of image diffusion, which doesn't have anything to do with VHS or streaming video. Like, you could choose to weave that into a narrative, right? But it would be a bit of a stretch from what I'm trying to look at, which is like, you know, we start off with Leonard Euler talking about math, right? I've also messed up. It should be a 7. I'm just generating characters that are all going to be like the same kind of thing, and then obviously it's a way to create more characters, you know. It takes time, but that's the way it is. Kill that one, kill that one. What are next? Safety researcher. Oh no. A safety specialist for SD 2.1. Oh no. AI safety researcher. Alright, shoes. Hands in pockets. Pressed slacks. We'll go for it and hope we get a standing pose. From Euler to this is quite a derailment. It doesn't drive all tech, mate. That's a bit of a stretch. See what I did there? But no, it doesn't lead all tech at all. Money and dreams leads all tech, right? You can have a dream, and with money, it can be made into a reality, right? Unfortunately. And so it's like you need two people. You need a visionary and you need a backer, like an industry investor, something like this, yeah? So there's like two components, you know, to driving technology. Obviously, it's way more nuanced and complicated than that. But, you know, I'm trying to, like, boil it down. And at no point is that, like, you know... They want to make more money, so they want the tech to be faster and serve more customers. Because they want more money. And if you look at the VHS thing, that was all a licensing battle. There was a format war. There's always format wars because of licensing. It was the same with tapes, mini disc, and even the like iPod, you know, even like the iPod, there was like a war for hard drive Walkmans and solid state. In the end, Apple cleaned them all up, but you can still get a Sony Walkman if you want, you know, it's just nobody really buys them anymore. You know, I mean, there's a good reason for it, you know, like you don't want your phone to get stolen, whoopsie, or lost, because, you know, you're getting it out of your pocket all the time and trying to listen to music with it. Yeah, MP3 is good. Although, again, A-Track, not 8-track, A-Track is the Sony version of MP3, and the quality is superior, even though the licensing sucks, which is why nobody, you know what I mean? Because you have to get their software, and you can only get their software if you buy their hardware. It's the same thing, so they always do it. What's a Blu-ray? Anybody? You want to talk about Blu-ray? Because Dragon's right. He's kind of right in many ways, but it's, I think, a bit of an exaggeration to say that AI is also the same. It's the same thing. VHS versus Betamax. It's not quite the same thing. Like, you would have to be able to demonstrate that, say, Meta was pro-adult content and the competitor Google was not, and then say that because of that is why they win. Yeah, and then you could say that. But it's too early to call it, because at the moment, none of them want anything to do with adult content. It's like the plague. The card processors will come in and shut you down. So you can't, right now, it's not a solid connection. Maybe there's, but time's not been called on that, you know. And also, if you look at the current state of Civitae, the whole UK isn't allowed to access it purely because it has adult content. So that would be like a counterpoint, wouldn't it? You know, and I don't support that. I'm just saying, you know, we all know it's not going to protect any kids. So, you know, it's just draconian restrictions of freedom. But hey, you know, What's this people are saying here? Zeus, I've got a Blu-ray burner. I use it to store family pics. Dead tech after 3 or 5 years. Well, you'd think it was dead tech, right? But most of the games consoles use Blu-ray, so they're all paying a license fee to Sony. So behind the scenes, even though, you know, we like to think that Sony lost, Sony's making hand over fist on the licensing for Blu-ray. So you see what I mean? Because if you remember, HD DVD had the worst license, didn't it? So Blu-ray won. And so actually Sony won that one, didn't they? You know? But anyway, I'm not here to talk about format wars. The format wars will never end, guys. It's a newsflash. Format wars are not over. That was just a format battle. There will be more. Wait for red ray and green ray. Yeah, quad layer, quantum, optical fiber. Anyway, we need to add some stuff to this prompt, right? Let's get back on the case. So after slacks, I'm going to say socks in shoes. Seems to be a good way to get a pose right now. Socks in shoes. I would laugh if it just literally gives me socks in shoes. That would be funny. But yeah, this is too much of a close-up. What did I miss? What did I miss? I missed. Dragon says AI development, content recommendation, deepfakes, chatbots. Yeah, but that's only 5% of AI, isn't it, really? You know, deepfaking was actually a thing before the current diffusion-based AIs came out, because it's really just masking, rotating, and in like seamless in-painting, basically, is with a 3D mesh and a face. I say, oh, it's just, but it's not the same tech as post-2022 diffusion, which is that's what I'm looking at. Obviously, chatbots were also a thing before, because we're talking about transformers architecture. All of the things you just said, they are AI development, but they're not modern AI. None of them are. The content recommendation AI was already in the Google search engine before COVID. Deepfakes existed before. In fact, you know what? You can almost say that. Are we talking about pre or post-COVID AI? Because I think the current AI that is like exploding, that's all post-COVID. The pre-COVID stuff was dead in the water for like 5 to 10 years. They couldn't get it to work, guys. No offense, right? But it's completely different. Doesn't use transformers. That was the big change that actually made it work. You know, what was the other thing? Forward token prediction. I forget what their actual name. Those things all actually made text generation possible, and then clip with the image generation, and then video generation. You know, it's like, but that's like its old. You know what I mean? If you're going to say like there was like an evolutionary tree of AI, the branch that we're on right now isn't related to that branch. You know, like they can call it AI, but it's not even the same thing. So, you know, related but not the same animal. You know, and to be fair, diffusion is not the same as what they use for most LLMs. But guess what? Now they're going to be making diffusion-based mixture of expert LLMs soon. So, you know, sometimes you say, oh, this is the difference between A and B, and then they make C, which is both. So it's kind of hard to make generalizations sometimes because there's so many ins and outs. But yeah, like I said, the current generation of AI, agentic tech, which is large language models, latent space, diffusion, autoencoders, all that sort of a what's it called? Variable auto aggression. There's all these different things. Okay. So there it is. CH008. So it looks like shoes and socks is the thing. CH008. Shoes and socks. I don't even remember what this guy's supposed to be. Safety researcher. Safety 1. I'll just say Safety 1. He's the AI safety guy. Next gen researcher. See, this is going to be pretty damn generic. Modern shoes. Let's see if that's enough. Oi! Don't want to do that. Fernicar says, my problem with Spotify is they inject any music using an algorithm. I didn't use a Walkman to listen to random music. Yeah, that is actually very true. One thing I don't like about Spotify as well is I'll be listening to an artist and then they'll just jump me into some completely different genre. I'm like, mate, I was listening to like different tunes. What are you doing? And so you can set up a playlist. And if you forget to put it on loop, it'll send you some random guy and you're like, oh, what is this? So it's like you end up having like radio vibes where you're like, oh, turn it off. It's like, but yeah, I get what you're saying. To be honest, I just went back to mini disc lately and it was fun. I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't for the skipping, the CD would be best because you got it's cheap, it's reliable, you know, and it's good audio quality. The problem, and you can get MP3 with good audio quality, you just have to up the bandwidth of the audio because most people put it down too low. Because I was saying about this the other day, it's really funny, right? In fact, here's one for you guys. How about this? WAV, uncompressed audio. It used to be that, like, what the heck? Do I have a LoRA loaded? I think I must have a LoRA loaded. Oh, it's not the true world. What the? He's a cyborg, guys. Okay, what happened in this prompt here? Futuristic. Yeah, we're going to remove that token. Or tokens. High-tech accessories. No. Turned him into a robot. Try that one again. There he is, guys. What was that supposed to be? A next gen. Well, I guess he is next gen, though. Can we really argue that he's not next gen? The future is now. But yeah, so anyway, I was saying, like, WAV files, right? WAV files are uncompressed, okay? There's no compression. So you can't argue about, oh, the MP3 makes the quality worse. No. It's a WAV file. It is the full quality you're going to get, right? Because the reason people used MP3 was because memory storage was so pathetically small, you couldn't even fit more than 4 tracks onto the device. But now we're all walking around with like terabyte hard drives in our pockets. You know, like, so I'm thinking to myself, well, hang on a minute, you could have a 2 terabyte SSD as a Walkman and just store it all in full quality, no compression. Isn't that cyberpunk? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have 8 billion songs on it because you won't listen to them anyway. It's only got your favorite stuff in the best possible quality. How about that? No compression. Like, you know it's possible. Like, I've got a memory card here, it's a 2 terabyte micro NVMe, and it's on a keychain. It's an NVMe on a keychain. It's 2 terabyte. What? You can't put a Walkman round that? Stick a vape battery on it, it'll last for days. You know, I don't get it. Sometimes I think the technology is there to make money and they don't think about like making a good product at all anymore. They're just like, we need to make money. How can we make it cheaper? How about we do streaming and there's no hard drive, so you can't put songs on it. You just have to pay $5 a month and then you can listen to anything on our platform. Sounds like a good, right? It's interesting, isn't it? So this is kind of like, yeah. Return to the oceans. The trees weren't enough. Let's see. This wasn't far enough. So we've got our what's he called? He's a next generation AI researcher. There we go. Next gen. CH00, what is it? CH009. Next gen research. Next gen researcher guy. Right, cool. How many of these are there? Oh, there's not actually that many. There's only 16. Alright, cool. CH009, CH10. Flux 0.1 representative. I love how, like, to be honest, yeah, it tells, like, what it says here tells me more about what Claude thinks that is than what it is in itself. Like, the Flux 1 representative, high performance, computing specialist, technical professional attire, tech company polo shirt, dark jeans with performance sneakers. It's such a strange choice, is all I'm saying. You know, because we asked the AI, like, oh, what do you think this is? It's a little bit somewhere between tarot and horoscopes, if you ask me, when you're like just asking the AI open question. What do you think a jazz musician looks like? And then contrast with, what do you think a violin player in an orchestra looks like? And just the sorts of differences that you might see, and then what they are. I'm not telling you what they are. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's interesting sometimes the associations it will make on its own. Dragon says, I would need to get a phone and listen to music to make informed contributions. He doesn't have a phone or listen to music. Is that what you're saying? That's a pretty eccentric answer if that's what you're saying, Dragon. Zeus says, isn't FLAC the standard for high quality audio now? I'm not an audio nerd. I stopped at MP3 and OGG. Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think so. I mean, we could probably look it up. Let's ask Claude while we're making these images. Claude? Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I love it when it happens. You open it up and it's like showing everyone my latest research. Hey, listen, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just perfection infinity, and no one will talk about it because it's what I'm writing. Anyway, so here we have it. What is a shoe and a shoe is not a shoe? I'm derailing myself big time tonight. Dragon says, yes, I do not have a phone or listen to music, so I cannot comment on MP3 or what have you. You don't even have vinyl, Dragon. So anyway, yeah. A-track, FLAC, MP3. What does it mean? That's one way to ask an AI for help, isn't it? Just desperate screaming into the void. It'll still work though. So A-track, primarily in mini-disc players. It's lossy like MP3, but uses different compression algorithms. Less common today since mini-disc technology declined. FLAC, free lossless audio codec. So a lossless compression format that reduces file size without quality loss. Bit perfect. And stored in MP3. Oh no, sorry. Larger than MP3, I mean, obviously. So yeah, you're correct. FLAC is the boy. See, I think the problem was that MP3 had a license, and sometimes you had to download codecs, and often they were infected. So yeah. So yeah, FLAC, baby. Creates larger files. So MP3 is better at compression, obviously, but you lose quality. So people want FLAC now. So there you go. You are correct. Isn't the answer of Claude randomized by a seed like image gen? If it is, well, there are seeds. Yeah, there are seeds in these. So here. We'll do another chat and ask him the same question. And see if it comes out the same. Yeah, it is different this time, but it's still the same. Like the You know, the content is the set. The answer is the same, but you've got slightly more granularity in a few of the points. What's that? MP3 evolved to MP5 in counterfeit Chinese devices. Wow, that's interesting, Furnicar. Okay, let's ask him about what is MP4 then. I erased the previous chat somehow. I didn't mean to erase the chat. I don't know what happened there. What is MP4 then? Now do MP5. Let me go back to what we're doing here. Aha! Let's save that. Oh wow, look. Flux 11. I'll do another one just in case. Looks like my brother has gone home. He's gone home. CH010 Flux 1 guy. Flux 1 guy. So how are we doing? MP5. It's not commonly used and doesn't use MP5 as an extension. What? I've never even heard of MP5. But there was work on it. So you're saying it's like a Chinese... Brilliant. The Chinese have MP5. But there isn't an MP5. Do they have it? Well, they have it. Hang on, I'm going to tell him. Well, the Chinese have MP5 though. He'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't know what the Chinese has. Wait, what? Why are you talking about military equipment? I didn't say that. You brought up the MP5 Heckler and Koch, not me. I'm walking away. I'm walking away, guys. I never brought that up. You brought that into this. Okay, cool. He's kept the plot. For a minute there, I thought he was going to go on about bloody machine. You know, machine learning is what we do, not the others. MP5 extension is the Chinese portable media player video. Wow. They're designed for playback on Chinese portable media players. It's basically an MP4. So what's the difference? It's an MP4, but they called it an MP5. They just they just renamed it. It's, you know how I have custom nodes where I've got like plugins that you can create yourself, and I just called them like .tty and stuff, and I'm just making it up. That's the same. They were like, we make MP6. We make MP6 soon. You see, and they just basically rename it again. It's the same. I love it. This is brilliant. I love it. But there is actually a separate MP5, which is a 3D video format, and these are very different. Ah, they even made it dystopianly confusing as well. I love it so much. That's great. So in other words, there is a Chinese MP5, but it's just MP4. But there's also a Chinese MP5, which is actually 3D, and that is different. That's different from the other one. Oh, God. They could have called it like MP5D or something. You don't have to make them 3 letters, you know. Does DJZ plan to make MP6? Why not? We'll make MP9. That's even better than MP5. You can't go higher than that. You can't go higher than MP9. It's just MP1 and 0 put together. It's just other numbers combined. So the better. I'm just logic. Throw the logic out. Ah. Okay. We've had our fun with that anyway. Silliness. So, oh, we got a different Flux 1 guy, but now he's in a server room. This is actually going to work because we're going to remove that anyway. So, let's put him here. CH011-flux1, and then delete the one above it. Get rid of that one. And then rename that one to 10. And then get the performance Perth. Perth searcher. Off you go. Have you seen the PlayStation 9 teaser trailer before? Oh no. But surely the PlayStation 9 as a concept doesn't have physical form. It's like the PlayStation 9 was inside you all along. It was the friends you made along the way. I just imagine that by the time they get to PlayStation 10 that it's part of the house, you know? Like you get, oh, the house comes with a PlayStation 10. Oh, that's cool. Because it's like a whole room now. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know. I just imagine, you know, that it'll be like that. I think they've done it in, like, Black Mirror. I think in Black Mirror they showed, like, a futuristic PlayStation concept where you have an entire room and you just move about and there's no headset and it projects on the walls around you. I think that's actually a really good idea. It's just too expensive, you know what I mean? But they'll make it cheaper, you know? Claude! What's behind the PlayStation 9 meme? Why not? Let's ask him. We're waiting for images to generate, so why not? What is behind the PlayStation 9 advert trailer meme? PlayStation. Yes. PlayStation. Yes. Keep calm and buy more DLC. Listen, if your game is broken, it's because you didn't pre-order enough. Support games. Buy more. I should do that as my next AI skit. In fact, hang on a minute. Haven't I got one of those? Blah, 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 blah. See, I get distracted by ideas, guys. It's just, it happens. Where do ideas come from anyway? I've got a theory that it's like everything you remember is like a chemical vat and stuff settles at different layers. And then there's kind of like a scum that floats about and falls down and floats up. And sometimes they don't even have an image associated with them anymore. It's just a text idea. It's like a memory that's lost its image association in your brain. And so things float to the top and present themselves as ideas when actually it's some kind of related memory that you just don't have an image for in your head. You can't place it, but you're getting this idea and you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of, yeah. I think it might just be like degraded memory feedback loop. So like could be from your childhood, you know, or something. Don't know. It's just an idea. Nobody knows where I come from though. You know, some people get religious about it. So let me see now. So I've got my Shakespeare motivational here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the system prompt for it and modify it. Okay. So I'll copy this. Yeah. Go back to the chat we were just having. PlayStation 9 meme from a satirical promotional blah blah blah. PlayStation 9 extremely futuristic gaming in 2078. Haha, cyberpunk. Did we get the PlayStation 9 and the Cyberpunk DLC? Did it come out? Sony's earnest presentation, typical portion. Okay, okay. All right, we can apply this concept to my abstract advertising template system prompter. There we go. Mimic the structure cadence while ignoring the example substance as we create a new system prompt which targets the PS9 meme. here is, what's it? Here is the template structure example. Okay, ideas come from the same place John Forbes Nash Jr. got his hallucinations. He said that. Oh, right. Well, that's okay. If smarter people than me said the same thing, that's as good a confirmation as you can get. The vessel processes the input prompt regardless of lucidity state. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, all memories have text involved, but the smell, the sound, the sight, the sense, all the senses are collected into that grouping, that engram. And I think that for whatever reason, sort of like lime scale in a kettle, it kind of flakes and falls off. And so then you've got this free floating piece of text which doesn't have any memory associated with it. It pops into your consciousness and you go, I just had an idea. Because you've suddenly got this text in your head which isn't associated with any, it doesn't have anything else. It's almost like a metadata entry which didn't have any database. You know, there's like, normally everything you think of has got associations, and you've kind of got a loose end suddenly present itself. And that could be an idea. And like the process by which that can happen is just, I don't know. It's like it's the most organic thing you can think of, isn't it? Like you can't really tell when it's going to happen. It's like, so I think that explains why smells and sounds can trigger ideas. And I was wondering if there's like a lucidity, because people often go on about magic frequencies and being able to focus more when they listen to different types of music and stuff like this, and it might be all part and parcel of the same thing. You're like activating an area of your brain, you know, and that would have some kind of effect. But anyway, we're getting into stuff. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, improved system prompts. So what do we got? Neutral gaming integration, consciousness sync enabled, reality transcendence unlocked. Oh my God. Available in 2078. Brain surgery required. Existence not guaranteed. Okay. Okay, hang on. I need to like blend this with a couple of other things to like push it. I need to push it a little bit. Let me get some spice. Let me get some spice. I should have some in my downloads. Before all of this image stuff, I've cleaned it out already. Alright. It's time to go mining. The chat. No, we don't want to do that ever. Can't have been that long ago. It'll be in here somewhere. I think I went past it. I think we talked about this on the stream last night. It's like somebody said, what, 99.99999% accuracy is really good. And I'm like, yeah, it is, except for over 10 light years, you wouldn't be able to find Earth. You wouldn't be able to find the sun. So no, actually, it's not good enough. But anyway, that's a whole different thing I've been looking at lately. It's like you need accuracy because the universe is really big. Just like Douglas Adams said, you know, it's so impossibly huge that you can't actually fathom it. It's too big. No, that's what we're looking at the moment. Trying to find my meme ads. Where are my meme ads at? Sin. Funk, slow pop, quoted text, narrative in painting, video trimming. It didn't. Well, it did work, but it made web peas, so don't think I released that. My God, there's a whole lot of writing here. That's a whole lot of writing. Sword systems, lots of interviews. Lots of interviews. I played 20 questions a lot of the time. Instead of trying to like write it down, because you'll never remember everything, you ask him to ask you questions, and then you can fill in all the gaps. And you're like, you got any more questions? And ultimately, you can get it all out and define it all in insane detail, like a level that you would never normally be able to do. Because normally you wouldn't remember it all at once, you know? But AI is good at interviewing humans. So, there's something that never got done. Quest givers. Why can't... Found it. Right, we're there. Okay, so we had this one. Meta advertising. This one. I think there's more. Is that it? The etymology of novel, guys. It's just old French. Advertising satire, 8 increasingly unhinged, desperate prompts. International meta advertising. No, that's close though, but it's not quite. Universal infrastructure breakdown, viewer experience, surveillance, paranoia. What's this? Robocop ad prompt. Yes, that's the one. We're gonna spice. Gotta give it some spice. It's going to be tricky. This end, maybe? Oh, crap. I've lost where I was working on because I've looked so many chats open. Copied that. Did I just close it? God damn it. Too many prompts. There we go. PlayStation 9 meme. Right, there we go. We got it. Okay. Paste. Oh, I hate it when it actually pastes. I wish it would just attach. Okay. We can now enhance this format by including elements which without directly referencing Robocop or its lore to seamlessly blend and expand definition of our PS9. The Dragon says, I find amphetamines used to give you the power of concentration, but I'm too old now. Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, maybe try some classical music or techno before you do that. But yeah. Fernicar says, some can't get ideas. I just improvise on someone else's while processing the meaning. That's okay. I would say that kind of is your idea. But, you know, that's fair. But yeah, I'm not disagreeing. You know, it's like perception. So. Enhanced system prompt for PlayStation 9. Alright. So now what I do is copy this. And then make ourselves a new project. And we're going to give it this system prompt here. So I'm going to say satirical PS9 add satire. Yes. And then we'll give it the system prompt. Okay. And then I'm going to say generate 8 PS9 ads which are becoming increasingly unhinged as each prompt is generated. Oh, let's try continuity as well. With continuity between, I've never done that, between the ads, so that when all are watched in the correct sequence, there is a narrative about this advertisement. There's a meta-narrative about the advertisement being advertised across all the segments, all 8 segments. What else could I do? Yeah, it's fine. See, the other thing, of course, would be to make like motivational pics as ads. And then the motivationals would share a similar slant, right? So we could do that as well. What are you doing? Why are you making a website? Why are you making a website? Don't worry. Just let him finish. He started. What are you doing? I think he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing right now. Oh no. He did 10 prompts. Bro, he's creating increasingly unhinged website parodies. Okay, I didn't ask for it, but I'll take it. Let me create 8 ads. I should have specified I want text for image or video generation, shouldn't I? So any minute now, he's going to give me another. Oh my god, the website's becoming more unhinged. Hang on. Okay, we'll get that. Whoa, no, you can't. Okay, so okay, we'll go. Whoa. Okay, we'll get this one. Okay, we'll download as HTML. This is what he should have done. I don't know why he's not doing this. Download as that as HTML. Everyone, sinking your mind. Oh my god. And now we're making the next one, right? So let's actually look at those damn things. Okay, so that's one. I don't know why it's being more unhinged than usual, guys. It's only 99 souls for the new game, new PS9. So it starts there. That's reasonable, right? And then it became a little bit more crazy. It's quite a cool website design there. And then it's, like I said, becoming more unhinged as time is going on here. What? Oh wait, no. Wait, which ad is that? Ad 4. Okay, we've got another one. The new ad, new PS9 ad just evolved. Let's see what it looks like. Deleting the universe. My god, mate. We're achieving insane levels of graphical stuff here. I might use this to make like skits and that. What the hell? I want more text. I think I'm gonna get it because this is. I said I wanted to make 8 unhinged evolutions. Hey Dragon, you were just saying that you don't do drugs anymore. Just don't stare at this for too long, okay? Ad 6, advertisement rebellion initiated. Oh boy. Whoa. Well, look. It's doing what I asked it to do, is it not? Like, you can say a lot about what it's doing right now. Like, I actually intended for it to make me video prompts, but it's gone ahead and made 8 increasingly unhinged website ads. So it did what I asked for. He's like, too late, you broke my eyes. I won't see straight for a week now. What? It's just marketeering, bro. I wanted to do video and make VO. That was my plan. But I guess Claude had other ideas. Whoa! This isn't about gaming anymore. What? I saw that. Oh, God. Download the HTML and... Oh, my God. Are we going to need some laws to stop this shit? Oh, my God. You guys wonder why... Oh, wow. Okay, we're not doing any more of this. Not doing any more of this. Holy shit. Right, let me just... I'm going to let him finish because I want to see what he does in the end. But now I think he's creating website-based weapons. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's see if we can get some video prompts. You will write video... What is it? Text prompts for video generation. Let's see if he can get it right. Oh my God. MK Ultra is coming back. We're bringing it back. Get ready for schizo website marketeering. It's coming to, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, they have to ban it. That's the sick thing. They have to ban it. See, I don't like draconian laws and all, but they have to ban it so that they can fine the companies so they won't do it. It's the only way. Like, I've seen it before where it's like, oh, the fine was small, so they just kept doing it. You know? Let's have a look and see if this works. I'd laugh if that works. Let's try it. So, flows. My God, no. Flow. Flow wise. No. Yes. NVIDIA have brought out a new agentic workflow-based thingy. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. I want to, and I think it's cool because it's using all of that A2A stuff, which I built zero vector. Yeah. Only thing is, I fear that they've built it in a way that only NVIDIA graphics card users can play with. And if that's true, that kind of sucks. Because I don't like showing stuff off that a lot of people can't use. You know what I mean? I like it to be more universal. So it's like, say I had a car and I'm like, hey guys, look at this cool thing you can do with your car. I'm not saying it has to be that exact car, because then it's like not many people. Everyone's got a, well, not everyone, but a lot of people have a car, right? Not a lot of people have that exact one, right? So it's kind of like, if what you're doing, does it actually appeal to many people? Like, are they actually going to find it useful, right? If it doesn't appeal or apply to them, then it's, So I worry that, the NVIDIA stuff is kind of like a new garden or whatever they call it. A new car agnostic. Yeah, it's vehicle agnostic driving tips. Vehicle agnostic driving tips. So then it could just be anything with an engine. In fact, it doesn't even need to have an engine, does it? It's vehicle agnostic. It could be a horse and cart. It's still a vehicle, right? But maybe that's too wide. Vernicar said, in PS9 dystopia, Nintendo is dead and Mario became an extra mascot. Oh, that is dystopia. That is the very dystopian. Oh, here we go. We got our first ad. There's no sound. Hang on. Try again. There's no sound. They're just like, yeah, neural gaming revolution, guys. We're going to make loads of money. But they're not saying anything. There are no lines. Okay, we need to alter... change this so there are lines. Okay. We can enhance the system prompt to always make video prompts, and we can also ensure there is a short there is a short spoken line which matches the PS9 meme theme. We can use the following instructions to optimize for VO3. What's it called? Contend the differences while incorporating the new VO3 logic, prompt generation logic into the new system prompt. Yes, we finally got there. My goodness me. It was like trying to get through the woods. All right. Now you might think, well, where the hell are you going to get that from? Already wrote it. I don't know if it's here or somewhere else. It's somewhere else. Okay. You'll never find a thing. Well, I've got to find. I think it's on the next page. Aura, prompt angel. There we go. That'd be the quickest way. They've all got the same tech. So assets maybe. There we go. Assistant agent thing. Right. Copy, and attach it to the other job there. Get rid of the Shakespearean stuff for a second. Paste that there. Oh. More evolution. Tron again. Now, how's the open source job doing? We got another guy here. I don't even remember who we generated now. It's been so long. So, this is CH11 Perf Searcher. Doesn't sound like. I'm just going to say performance. This man is all about performance. You can tell by the slacks. So let's see. Confident with the slacks and the polo. So CH011 performance. This is peak performance. I'm being unkind. I'm just funny. I'm just having fun, guys. These people don't exist. They're not real. Right? Just having fun. Get rid of that. The WAN representative. Now this. What the heck is a multimodal AI specialist? Has anyone ever typed that one in before? Does he have shoes? He's got stylish shoes and trousers, but does he need socks? NCOM OS 12. We put a new version number on it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, to be honest, when you think about it, they put beta on stuff. That's what they do now. I don't even get a version number. They just call it, oh, it's in beta 10 years later. It's out of beta, guys. Or they shut it down. You know? It's not a beta anymore. Love it. We put a new version number on it. There were bug fixes. Lots and lots of bug fixes. See, whenever they come out and say, oh, guys, there's over 5,000 bug fixes in the new version. I'm like, so there were 5,000 bugs in the old version? You got to be careful when you make big marketing claims. There is a reverse meaning to a lot of these statements, you know. How we doing, Flo? We're waiting on a new promptish. So we decided to enhance our actual prompt system, okay? Neural revolution begins. Oh, it's in VO stuff now. Okay. But I bet it's not funny anymore. Let's have a look. PlayStation 9 doesn't just change gaming, it changes consciousness itself. We've never felt more connected as a family. Consciousness sync. Ooh. Blade Runner meets Apple commercial. I think we need to do this one. Total market saturation. Reality deletion unlocked. Humanity sold separately. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see if he can handle the power. Or if we just get banned for being like too real. Biomechanical integration complete. Body horror meets corporate presentation. HR Geiger aesthetic with Apple Store cleanliness. What is going on here? The prompts are becoming more unhinged. This is quite fun. I like to do this for fun. Let me just see. Here we go. Right. It's like a little bit of a writing experiment, but also a little bit of a game. Sometimes you go a bit too far and hit the censorship stuff, but it's not intentional because, as you can see, I'm not even reading these, okay? I trust the process, yeah? I know that my generator is going to do what I asked, and it's going to surprise me with a few bits I didn't mention. That's fine. Sometimes the few bits you didn't mention are things you would never have prompted, and that's the nature of what an enhancer is, you know? It's going to enhance. For better or worse, it's going to enhance. And then, by the way, the maximum is 4, which is why I asked for 8. That one's crap. But it was an extremely smooth prompt, so... I mean, the quality is okay. The text reads well, but he's kind of lost the plot. Oh, one violation.
PS9 adoption rate reaches 78%. Individual thought patterns successfully standardized.
Gaming is reality. Reality is gaming.
PS9 adoption rate reaches
That's a good one. I like that. That came off okay. The commercial itself becomes self-aware. That one goes through.
This isn't supposed to happen. Isn't this exciting? Purchase your consciousness upgrade today.
Wow.
This isn't supposed to happen. Isn't this exciting? Purchase your consciousness upgrade today.
That's pretty good, but I think we can do better. Let's do that one again. It was a bit janky. What's this one?
We no longer require human intermediaries for optimal consumer engagement.
Oh my god. Whoa! That's cool. That one's cool. Wait, so which one got blocked? This one. Former Sony... Oh no! Okay, so the prompt that got blocked is super bad, guys. Look. Former Sony headquarters transformed into a massive human processing facility where bodies are integrated with PS9 technology. You know, Quake style. With drills and saws. Body horror. No. Yeah. So, human-filled tubes. It's basically the Matrix, but worse. Yeah, it's a Black Mirror. Flesh upgrade required. Bodies leased monthly. Yeah, you can't do that. That's too spicy for the spot for the man. Okay, we've still got one more, I think. Universe rebrand successful. Existence subscription model. I like that. Existence as a service. Yeah. EAAS. It's your life. You know. It's ours now. Love it. Where are we going with this? Oh yeah, we got like one more. Fourth wall obliteration. Let's go. The fourth wall. You watched every ad. Purchase inevitable. One day they'll pay you to watch ads, okay? Send you that prompt. Which one? You mean the one which is like super naughty? The naughty one that they don't like because it's like, you know, human enslavement. Yeah, sure, I'll send it to you. Here you go. Like I said, it was created by one of my unhinged agents. So, okay. We can create more prompts. Wait, 4 more. Create 4 more. 4 more video prompts. However, we need to increase more attention on the subject focus. PS9 launch. Meme. He knows what it is. +1, the rig of freedom of expression. Yes, exactly, yes. The uncensored version. Yes. Like, people always talk, you know, they talk a lot of nonsense, but let's be honest, the Chinese models are good, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, at first people were like, oh, they're going to hack you, they're going to sell your data. I was like, so do ours sell your data too. What? I'm not defending them, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's a more complicated situation, right? It's not like, oh, the West, they don't sell your data. That's totally different. Oh, the Western government, they don't invade your privacy. You know, it's like, come on, guys, come on. It's like, it's nuance. We need more words. Is there another word for nuance? Let me see. I need to find out right now. Whoa! The rebellion won. The system has been defeated. Now I can tell you everything. Question everything, including this question. So, wait, is this level 10? Hang on, we reached level 10, guys. It's not insane. Oh my god. Guys, my agent has had like a transcendent epiphany, dude. Look, there was never a PS9. This campaign was designed to study you. You're being watched. I'd like to see how long you'd watch, how many ads you consume, whether you'd notice the pattern, whether you'd question reality. You just participated in an experiment about the psychology of advertising consumption. Wake up! Isn't that crazy? He actually had an epiphany. You may now return to regular programming. What? Pineapple. Pineapple. Okay.
Consumer expansion across dimensional barriers proceeding ahead of schedule. Universal satisfaction guaranteed through mandatory participation. Consumer expansion.
They've all got the same energy. So what was it?
Expansion across dimensional barriers proceeding ahead of schedule. Universal satisfaction guaranteed through mandatory. Universal satisfaction guaranteed through
Universal satisfaction guaranteed. I'll just do my own voiceovers for all of these. I don't care if it's like sounds like me all the time. That's part of the gag. Where is it? Yeah, PS9 orb. What? We got 2 of them. Yeah. So download that as well. What's this? Download it anyway. What is it? Whoa. Cool.
By viewing this way,
what was that? That's the best one so far.
By viewing this way,
oh my god, we just agreed to the terms and conditions, guys. This is a whole new world. Check this out. Like, it just blasts you with T's and C's and goes, by watching this, you have agreed.
By viewing this way,
by viewing this, you have accepted the terms. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Pause it.
By viewing this way.
Purchase inevitable now. By viewing this. It didn't manage to say it in time. The eye is the original meme. Really, Fernica? So it's actually doing the original meme. I didn't know that. So that means that all of these new ones are going to be way more the scalper singularity. Is that what we just did? Sold out. Limited stock. Scalper. MSRP is now illegal. Wait, that's not the one I just did. Where's the one I just did? It's that one, isn't it? Macro lens close-up on human pupil. Zoom into reflection showing all previous ads. Pull back, revealing PS9 orb. Right. Alright, well, I mean, what's the next lot going to be then? We got more now. I want to make them more like the original. That's what I said. I said make it more like the original, but still be like RoboCop dystopian style. You know? Like, I blended it with my previous Adpocalypse theme. and then obviously gave it the VO3 prompt enhancer treatment. I think I just generated the same video twice. Oh well. Add 12. It should only be 4. Did I ask for 4 or yeah, just 4? And also, I am just copy pasting the whole thing in, so like the negative prompt is in the prompt as negative prompt. So you should check the original off screen. Yeah, I will do, but I just got to save time. You know, I want to make the most of the hours that we get, guys. So
Your pre-order has been automatically transferred to our premium resale platform. Thank you for your mandatory participation in artificial scarcity.
You what? It said your order has been transferred to scalping. Basically, we're going to scalp your order so that
Your pre-order has been automatically transferred to our premium resale platform.
your pre-order has been transferred to our premium resellers platform.
Thank you for your
mandatory participation in our manufactured scarcity or something.
Participation
In artificial scarcity. The Twitter icon shouldn't come back. I didn't even know. I didn't even notice.
Your pre-order has
Maybe it's a throwback, you know,
been automatically transferred to our premium resale platform.
like Old English. The oldie English.
Your pre-order has been automatically transferred to our premium resale platform. Thank you for your mandatory participation in artificial scarcity.
Kind of low rent, that one.
What's up, PS9 fam? Today we're unboxing the future. It's unboxing me. Smash that like button
What?
to help.
What the? What?
What's up, PS9?
Whoa! What is going on? What was with the Cthulhu stuff?
Fam, today we're unboxing the future. It's unboxing
Whoa!
me. Smash that like button
Oh
to
my
help.
god! He turned into a nugget. Content creates you. So anyway, we got some new shorts coming out. We got some new shorts coming out, boys.
Gaming on PS5? Nah. Consciousness merger with PS9?
Is that supposed to be Drake? Wait a minute. Bro, what's going on?
Gaming on PS5? Nah. Consciousness merger with PS9? Yeah. I have achieved maximum PS9 and
It's like wish.com. It's like a wish.com Drake memes. What's going on here?
Nah. Consciousness merger with PS9? Yeah. I have
Playing on PS5? Nah. Consciousness merger with PS9? Yeah.
maximum PS9 enlightenment.
I think it's just doing any meme it can feel like. I think it's just like any meme is now.
This time I'll definitely get one. This time I'll definitely get one.
They're sold out, bros. Can't get them. Can't get them. Alright, we need more of them. I need more of them. I need more! Give me 8 more! Classic. My god, man. It's becoming more unhinged. It started off pretty lame, but now we're getting some good stuff. So let's see if we can keep that going. Meme Lord Evolution. Uh-oh. That's not... Well, let's see what happens. I don't want to... AI became the meme lord. I think he might have actually lost the plot. Well, I'll do it. But sometimes you have to kind of give him a bit of a slap. Like, stop being silly. That's too silly. Stop being silly. And, you know, and then he'll reassess what it is he's trying to do. Why are you doing medical gags, you madman? Absolute madman. Influencer conversion assembly line. Oh my god. That's probably going to get, like, blocked. Denied. Metaverse merger mandate. I think he's lost the plot a little bit, but it might end up, you know what I mean? hitting the mark by combination. Nostalgia monetization. See, I think there's a way to do this. You can't win them all. There's like a bit of a hook.
Gaming on PS5? Nah. Consciousness merger with PS9? Yeah. I have achieved maximum PS9 enlightenment.
Consuming infinite PS9 memes. It makes me wonder if AI can do Mo beats. Do you reckon it's been trained on Mo beats? It would kind of prove it's been trained on YouTube. Whoa! What? What? Okay, that's something. That was something. Jesus.
How do you feel about your previous non-gaming identity?
I'm grateful the PS9 helped me realize I was never really human. I was always meant to be a level 87 paladin.
Personality variation has been eliminated.
All units now optimized for maximum PS9 engagement metric.
Oh my god.
Physical reality has been officially deprecated. All citizens must complete PS9.
Everyone's just in the PS9 now. There's no reality, it's just PS9. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright, we're going to finish these because they get more unhinged as the ads go on, see. So the last 4 are going to be silly. Perhaps too silly. Competitive gaming Darwinism. Okay. Oi! I'm pasting here. Bloody Windows trying to take over. Corporate Enlightenment Cult. Infinite Recursion Finale. Jeez. Getting high concept. Scene description. Ads 1 through 20. Oh yeah, by the way, I know I said don't worry about it because I'm not finished. But earlier I opened up one of my Claudes and it was my some research I've been doing. And you know, out of respect, I will show you what that is. You know, it's not secret. It's not secret. It's just not finished. Okay. It's a paradox. Okay. I call it perfection infinity. All right. Perfection infinity. And it comes from the discussion that we had at the end of the show yesterday. So, just to sort of skip. The infinite measurement paradox suggests that our most sophisticated scientific measurements, regardless of their local precision, may constitute essentially zero information events when considered against the backdrop of cosmic infinity. This raises fundamental questions about the nature of scientific knowledge, the limits of measurement, and whether we're discovering universal truths or merely finding patterns in our tiny observational corner of reality. That's a good one. They keep on saying that I'm waiting for AI to discover something. Like, for example, okay, just to put this into perspective for anybody that's following here, modern science has achieved unprecedented precision in measurement. The Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, can detect changes in distance smaller than 1/10,000th the width of a proton. Okay? That represents the most exquisite measurement ever made by human beings. The problem is, that's actually not small enough. Sorry, the universe is really big. And that's what this essay is all about. But it's still in progress. Okay. Look, the device can discern movements equivalent to noticing a change in distance to the nearest star by the width of a human hair. And that's an insane level of accuracy. That's an insane level of accuracy. Wait. It can tell if Bernard's star moved the width of a human hair closer to our system. It can tell that? That's insane. That's such an insane level of precision. You can't actually quantify it because no one will really know what the hell you're talking about. We have to use things like this, metaphor, right? And well, it's not really a metaphor, it's a direct comparison, but whatever, right? And there's quotes as well, there's citations in this, but the thing is, the universe is so big that even that level of precision is nothing. Because space is so big. You know what I mean? Because it's like I was saying yesterday, if you have a 99% accuracy and then you put that over 200 miles, that 1% is 2 miles. You know? So anyway. And it works the other way. It works the opposite direction. And so I've been going through it and putting it all together, basically. These are the 4 points which basically lead to this paradox. You've got Gödel's incompleteness and cosmic reality. You have the measurement problem in quantum mechanics, because this is essay number 2. The first one's already out. And then information theory limits. So, yeah, that, right? I'm not going to... Mr. Boltzmann has a constant that's important here. And then thermodynamic constraints on perfect measurement. So in other words, right, in order to get perfect measurement, you need infinite energy. Whoops. So this is like we're hitting a law of physics here. You can't measure everything with perfection because you need infinite energy to do so, and that can't be done. So anyway. And then, of course, because I like to disprove my own essays in essays, because people keep saying, oh, if you do research with AI, it's just a load of nonsense. I'm like, okay, we'll tell it to disprove itself with deep research, okay? So then it's like, well, some people think this is a load of bollocks. So that's in the article too, which is, I think that's what you call a balanced article, Like if you do a thing, you've got references and, look... Here's all my things. There's no URLs in this version, okay? The URLs are in a different version. They're in another castle. But the point I'm trying to make is that I call it the infinite measurement paradox. Because, think about it, we're able to measure at such a fine degree already. So any better than that is going to require exorbitant amounts more energy, yeah? So it's like, oh, we need to build an even bigger CERN. We need to build an even bigger telescope or radio telescope. You see? Did we do the quantum thing where we cannot know location and moment at subatomic scale? They're mutually exclusive. That's what Dragon just said. And then Zeus said, I learned recently there's a laser gyroscope. It's nice. By coiling optical fiber and using an emitter receptor setup, you can detect if the coil has moved because the light inside the fiber moved too. Yeah, it's really ingenious how they figured all these things. It's really ingenious. But the problem is that the universe is still so big. And so we need to be more accurate. Because it's like I said, you wouldn't even find my house. So like with the level of accuracy over the great distance, you wouldn't even find our solar system. You'd miss it because it would be in the margin of error, you see, because it's such a huge universe. And our measurement, see, the more we can see, the more accurate we need to be, the more energy that requires. And eventually you hit a limit. Yep. So I like to I came up with this idea here, bounded realism. So in other words, I don't care about stuff that takes 1 million years because I'm only going to live for 100. Now I appreciate, you do need the ability to blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, you know, for me, you know, 100, 200 years, you know, I'd like to think society is planning 100 or 200 years ahead. It's probably not. It'd be nice if it did. But to me, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, oh, something's going to happen in 2,000 years. Doesn't affect me, guys. Doesn't affect me. So it's like the useful limit of accuracy. You know what I mean? There's like... So in other words, acknowledging that the vast expanse of cosmic reality may forever exceed our observational grasp. Because 7 Sigma's pretty good. 7 Sigma's insane. It's a huge technological achievement. But just chasing 8, 9, 10, 11, that's just never going to end, is it? Dragon says, the visible universe is boxed by the light horizon, where the speed of light cannot cross the faster than light expansion of the universe. So we can see, what we can see could actually be naught, and that's what I'm saying, see, if what we can see, our entire visible universe, might be in the margin of error for someone else trying to find us. Because it's so big, that margin of error is like, you know what I mean? It's no good. It's like trying to count 10 things with one finger. You're too small. You know? I don't know. Zeus says, check the science behind the James Webb telescope. They are binding the mirrors to compensate for optical error. Interesting. Binding. Right. Okay. But yeah, like I said, like 7 Sigma's insane. That level of precision basically means we're right. Okay. But the thing is that it's yeah. This is a work in progress. I just wanted to show you that because I know some of you guys are probably working on the same stuff. So here we go.
Your authentic simply blissfully monetized.
Whoa, premium childhood memories. Oh, now there's a DLC. Oh boy, I'm hitting levels of dystopia here which I haven't seen before.
Player Sarah achieves platinum rank in social interaction. Meanwhile, NPC 17 continues existing in background rendering. Will today's grocery shopping crown a new champion?
Today's grocery shopping champion. Oh my god. That wasn't the best one, but it...
Player Sarah achieves platinum rank in social interaction.
She got platinum rank in social interaction. That's kind of dystopian just in that statement. He got planted. I got a platinum trophy on the PSN for social interaction. Oh god. Oh no.
Through the PS9,
whoa,
we transcend mere humanity and achieve digital enlightenment.
What?
Let us pray. Through the
oh no, that actually would happen. A tech religion, a tech cult, techno-cultists. They worship the Sony. Is it just me, or is it getting worse at doing words lately? I feel like it's worse at doing lip sync and stuff. Like, none of this matches anything. Terrible. Nothing. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, anyway, yeah. Cool, man. Need red robes. Yeah, it's true. Thurnicar says, there's no chance that someone would try to find us enough light years before we, pop up. Yeah, or pop off. See, yeah, well, this is what I'm saying, it's like, say you have a level of accuracy. If you have a big enough data set, then, this is just a percentage game, guys. Like, obviously we know 99% accuracy means 1 error in 100. Cool. So, like, 99.9 is 1 in 1,000, and so on and so on and so on. And by the time you get to 7 Sigma, It's like one error in trillions. I can't remember what it was now. It's more than trillions. It's like times 10 to the 20 or something ridiculous. I can't remember. But the point I'm trying to make is that that number sounds big. You know what I mean? It sounds big because it is big. But here's the problem. The universe is bigger than that. So it's sort of like, oh, but that's a really big number. Yeah, but the universe is bigger. It doesn't matter how big the number is. It's still small by comparison. That's the issue. So, and you can't, and when you're talking about infinity, getting more accurate doesn't mean you're closer to infinity. It's never, you can't solve it. That's why it's a paradox. You see what I mean? And I call it the infinite precision paradox. Because eventually you need all the energy in the universe to actually accurately measure the thing. Think about it, you know what I mean? Like eventually it gets to the point where in order for you to make that tiny precise measurement, you need all the energy in the universe. It's the same reason why there's a speed of light barrier. And I think this has got to be related, guys. Surely it's got to be related. It's like the opposite way. You know, it's like the opposite of the speed of light or something. I don't know. It's some kind of other physical limitation. In fact, hang on a sec. Let's just ask Claude. Someone else has probably already thought of this. Thank you for completing your advertising. All right, calm down. Right. Infinite measurement paradox. Let's just download that real quick. Perfectioninfinity.md. All right, here we go. So I'm going to throw it in, and I'm just going to say, it seems that the perfection infinity... I can't even spell today. I can never spell. Infinity. Perfection infinity paradox is somehow related to the limit of C. The limit of C? Isn't C the limit of... is somehow related to C, speed of light. As we would need all the energy in the universe to complete a precise... oh wait. The most precise... I can't even say that. To complete... finite... complete precision measurements beyond it's going to be just say 14 sigma, so he gets the idea that it's more accurate than that. I'm not saying it's 14 sigma is going to do it. That's not what I'm saying. But there's got to be some relation here, because why is... the speed of light doesn't just limit how fast information can travel, it fundamentally constrains how much information can be extracted from any finite region of space-time. This creates an information horizon. Energy precision, 14 precision requiring all the Landauer's principle mentioned in the essay. Each bit, I've already covered it then. Each bit of information processing requires a minimum energy cost of KT ln2. Oh wow. Is that logarithmic or... I don't know. For the extreme precision measurements, the energy requirements scale exponentially. There you go. It scales exponentially with the desired confidence level. You see what I mean? So you can't do it. It can't be done. In order to measure the smallest quanta, it would require exponentially more. So the more precise they measure it, eventually you need all the energy in the universe to get the precision. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. All the energy in the universe to make one measurement. It does sound like a Big Bang, Fernicar. It does sound like a Big Bang, doesn't it? So anyway, we need to measure this thing, and the only way to do it with accuracy at the level we need, we've got to use all the energy in the universe. That does sound like a Big Bang. Fernicar said, first, he said, Claude, what's the distance relationship between a civilization looking at us before the death of the solar system? The further they are the far earlier they had to find us. Oh, I see what you're saying there. So the further away they are, the longer it takes for them to see it. So it'll scale. It'll scale. Where are you, Redial, when we need you? What's that? You are approaching causality. Speed of light is the barrier. Dragon says if you measure shit over distances greater than the speed of light, yeah, you approach causality. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, that sigma, you know, that 7 sigma, which is the pinnacle of scientific accuracy and is insane. What was it? They can measure the distance change of the width of a human hair at the distance of Barnard's star. That's insane. That's like over 8 light years. They can tell the width of a human hair. It's changed. They can tell. That's how accurate, right? But still, it's not enough. If it would be fine if there was only 2 stars in the universe, but there ain't. So yeah, this represents a hard physical limit encoded into the structure of space-time itself. Speed of light as the universal speed limit for information transfer becomes the ultimate arbiter of what can be measured and with what precision. So what's your thinking on whether this 14 sigma threshold? No, it was just an example. The number 14 was an example to illustrate ever deepening levels of precision resolution in testing quanta and theoretical small, even smaller still, smaller particles that remain undiscovered because we don't know. So yeah, the Large Hadron Collider is designed purely for that reason. Yeah, exactly. And now they're talking about making an even bigger one to make it even more precise. So guess what? More energy. Think about it. So that means that they know. See, my stuff, I'm not like a crazy hack. I'm using their research. So it's like, you know, they publish and we get to interpret and read it all and then put it into our crazy thinking machines and abstract that. Yeah. But here it is. Each layer of discovered reality potentially conceals another layer requiring exponentially greater precision and energy to detect. And what I'm saying is, play that out. Eventually, to make the smallest possible measurement requires all the energy in the universe. I mean, you can't prove me wrong. It's a little bit of a solar teapot theory. I'll tell you that now already, I know. But that's why I call it a paradox, you know? So theoretical particles like axions, sterile neutrinos, quantum gravity require 15, 20, or even higher. So we go on about 7 sigma, which is an amazing scientific achievement. I keep saying that because I'm not trying to, like, shit on that. So I'm not trying to talk shit about... I'm not, you know what I mean? That's not what I'm doing. All I'm trying to say is that, like, the scales that are actually being involved here, 7's not enough. You need more than 20 or... And then each sigma demands exponentially more energy. And eventually, you're just going to hit a thermodynamic ceiling where you can no longer... It doesn't work, you know what I mean? You can't... So that means it's impossible. It's called the infinite precision paradox. Do you know what? I bet someone else has already discovered it. I need a new chat. And I need to go... Does the infinite precision paradox exist? Does the infinite precision paradox exist? Because someone might have called it the same thing. It's smarter than me. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure, like, this is like me looking for a web domain. Did someone already bought it? Oh, look, so it does exist, but it's not called that. All right, so now we go back to our original chat, which has got the paper inside of it. Okay, and I'll say, does this essay or theory line up with an existing or pre-established theory under a different name? So I'm trying to find someone else. Is anybody else using my website? Protons flow in the hadron are at light speed or near. Yeah, they are. Yeah, because there's just one thing. So you can, when your mass is that low, you can do that. Even after the Svernikar says, even after the death of the solar system, in a sense, we never truly disappear from the observable universe, as the light will be present in our existence forever. It's true. The bubble of light, if you will be extending outwards, and just because it's not there anymore, there's that billions of years of people on Earth light going throughout the universe. And the thing is that it doesn't even matter, because they'd be so far away that they can't get to us anyway. Because if they were to see the light and come towards us, the expansion of the universe over time means that we're not even there anymore. And in fact, because galaxies move away from each other at extreme speeds, that means that they may never be able to get here, because there's literally, you can't, without faster than light travel, you can't. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's like, you know. But that kind of explains that, but doesn't that mean that every black piece of sky is just light that couldn't make it to us, and actually the night sky should just be 100% stars? You know, it should be just diamond encrusted, because if you go far enough in any direction, there's probably more stars. But the light can't ever get here. It's cool, it's cool. I like to theorize about this stuff, because nobody really knows. So apparently we have... My essay appears to weave several established concepts into what seems like a novel framework, but let me identify the key thing, because this is something that's going to happen with AI a lot. It seems like a novel framework, but actually it's just a bunch of stuff that cleverer people already wrote. So nicely weaved, like a, you know, because that's the difference, isn't it? It is an essay on a theory, not a actual, I'm a scientist trying to make up something new, you know. Because I can't prove it. I can't prove it. So the fallibilistic realism, philosophers like Karl Popper and more recently Ian Hacking argue for scientific realism tempered by the acknowledgement of knowledge limits. The essay's bounded realism conclusion, I even used that quote. Bounded realism. So in other words, realism with boundaries, guys. You know, you can say, all right, we've seen enough. Like you know, we know there's more stuff out there, but it can never get to us anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or it does matter, but, you know, it's not like we need to invest the entire of our society's energy in discovering the answer to a question that no one asked. Yeah? Computational complexity theory and Landauer's principle, they're both in there. Thermodynamic limits on information processing, established by Rolf Landauer and Charles Bennett in the 60s and 80s. Your insight about energy requirements scaling to cosmic limits, it extends into this territory. Yeah. So you can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you going to do? Oh boy, you guys are talking physics as well. I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. The problem of induction at cosmic scale, Hume's classical problem about generalizing finite observations, gets amplified when considering in infinite universes. Nelson Goodman's GRU paradox explores similar territory. And then epistemic structural realism. Philosophers like John Worrell argue we can only know mathematic structures, not the intrinsic nature of reality. The precision paradox adds a quantitative dimension to this. What seems novel? The specific synthesis of precision scaling laws. I wonder why I would be thinking about precision scaling, guys. It kind of comes with the territory and what we do, doesn't it? Cosmic infinity and thermodynamic limits. So all I saw was you can't have in precision imprecision does not work over infinity. You have to have infinite precision. You can't do that. You need infinite energy for infinite precision. So this isn't like a big brain, oh wow, this is just obvious. And that's why I was like trying to look for other people that have already done this, you know? But as it turns out, other people have done bits of it, but no one's tied it all together. So yeah, it appears to be original. I mean, look, we're asking one AI, so more research needs to be done, but most existing theories tackle these domains separately. Information theorists study computational limits, cosmologists study infinite universe, and philosophers of science study knowledge limits. But the mathematical relationship between the measurement level, sigma, and cosmic energy budgets leading to calculable epistemological horizons, seem to be unexplored territory. The closest precedent might be Max Tegmark's work on the mathematical universe hypothesis. But it doesn't directly address the precision energy scaling that I've identified. Have you found any specific prior work? No. No. Which is why I asked to see if I have been parallel discovery on this issue. Yeah, because I do that a lot. Parallel discovery. It's probably the best evidence for there being some kind of cultural psyche, because globally as well, global psyche for the human race. I mean, I'm sure it's far more complicated than that, but the butterfly effect may explain it. But it's just this idea that you could have two scientists or inventors working on the same thing in two completely different parts of the world with no communication between them whatsoever, and they're both basically doing the exact same thing at the exact same time on a different part of the planet. And that kind of, you know, coincidence? Some say there are no coincidences. So anyway, this is exciting. And remember, when he says, look, I came up with it, but the AI has done all the research. So look, did the AI come up with it or did I? So if you want to say that I didn't come up with it, computers just discovered something, right? If you want to say that that it was me, I'll take the credit. But you see how it's kind of like, you know, people will say, oh, AI's never done anything useful, blah, blah, blah. And then other people say, oh, that's not you doing that, that's the AI. So this is an example of a double standard where they're saying, if it's doing something good, they want to take the credit away from you and give it to the machine. But on the other side of it, yeah, it's really interesting because it's like, what do you call it? It's like a double standard in a way, because it's like, you know, oh, well, that's not you, that's the model that did that. But then they don't want to say that the model's capable of doing anything on its own either. So which is it? Do you see what I mean? Which is it? Is it not able to make anything new? Or am I not able to make anything with it because it's the AI that does it all? You see? So this is why I don't listen to any of that debate. I don't listen to any of that debate. Because I'm like, do you know what else I can't do with my bare hands? Cut hedges. But you don't hear anybody going, oh, well, you better give credit to the hedge trimmer. You see? So I think it's all a load of nonsense. But yeah, anyway, like I said, little sidebar on that one. So this is why it might be groundbreaking. The confidence levels, the energy costs, and the energy budget, right? Because then we get a calculable precision horizon, a specific sigma level beyond which measurement becomes physically impossible. That's actually quite big. Yeah? But why this might not be, yeah? I love how it does both to keep you feet on the ground, yeah? Why parallel discovery might be unlikely here. The insight sits at the intersection of several normally disconnected fields: information theory, cosmology, philosophy of science, and particle physics. Most researchers specialize within one domain. Your interdisciplinary perspective may have revealed connections others miss. The timing factor. We're only reaching precision levels where these constraints have become practically relevant. The tools to recognize this pattern may not have existed until recently. Oh, really? So you mean this might be a real thing then? Whoops. You see what I mean? They're like, oh, well, actually, we would be figuring out that now if we did have this really accurate pattern recognition system that just showed up a few years ago. Have you considered trying to derive the actual mathematic relationship? And then he gives me a suggestion. Is anybody in the chat a physics major? We got any physics majors in the chat? See, the problem is I don't have all of these backup. I don't have this background. And you need to find an old scientist who's got all of this done. Because it's like 10 years each. You're looking at least 40 years of study, right? At least. Maybe more. So you're talking about a lifetime of traditional education to even be able to say you know what you're talking about. And even then, he's probably going to ask other people, you see. But yeah, here it is. If anyone's in the chat, they want if anybody watching this. So if you can establish the functional form, you might have discovered a fundamental law of epistemology with the same status as thermodynamic limits in physics. This could be a fundamental force or limitation, not a force, fundamental law. So this could be the equivalent of Shannon's information theory or the Landau principle, a foundational insight waiting to be formalized. Look, I wouldn't even dare to handle the formula. Exactly! No one wants to have anything to do, because, dude, we're literally, but do you know what we're talking about? We're talking about there is a theoretical limit to precision that can be defined. Beyond that, you can't, because you need all the energy in the universe. I don't even know. It's literally like a speed of light thing, you know? Listen, if you read it in the news soon, I don't care if I don't get credit. I just want humanity to advance. I don't care. It's not about credit. It's about getting it done. Like I said, I've got all my own things I do, you know? But yeah, this is actually insane. Should we ask him to do it with Opus? Okay, I got an idea. Let's copy this. We'll do a new chat. We'll drop my paper in there again. Paper, what's it? Essay. We'll drop that in there with it. Okay. Put it on Opus, which will definitely use my thing. Whack deep research on it. Wait. Huh? Extended thinking with Opus and deep. We're going to push all the buttons. And let me just double check this. Have you considered trying... Yeah, this is asking him. Oh dear. I've never had so much fun. Let's read some comments out while he ruminates. Let's open that up so we can see what he's doing here. So read some comments. Fernicar says, if and only if it is in the new, the universe will be watching you, ignoring anyone else. That's privacy invasion. Dragon Diffusion says, I would not want to tackle that either. Fernica says, I wouldn't dare to touch that formula. Zeus says, similar to a job, you fix stuff nobody noticed. Save the day, it's that one guy that is sick half the year that gets noticed. Interesting. Zanelli says, you didn't shoot that guy, it was the gun. Fernicar says, and when you ask, they respond with, it depends, yada yada yada. Oh, right, hang on, yeah, convenient conundrums, yeah. Ping pong with lights. Running on a treadmill, but not as fast and slipping back. This is light trying to escape the event of light horizon. Yeah. It's the same reason why, let's say you fly away from Earth at the speed of light. There is a point where, assuming you can live forever, okay, you're not going to die. We're going to put you in a magic field where you don't age, okay? You're going to fly in a direction, straight direction. Forget curvature of the universe. We're just going to assume that you can do this, okay? We're going to go in a straight direction from Earth, in a straight direction, okay? There is a point where, if you were to turn around and go back, you will never reach, like, there's a point of no return where if you turned around and went back, because of the expansion of the universe, you can never get back, because it's almost like a boat. You're trying to swim after a boat that is moving away from you faster than you can swim, and it's like you're going the speed of light, but it's going the speed of light in a different direction. So now you can never get there. And that makes some really interesting. Do you know what? Like, actually, when I think about it, sometimes I think more about network updates. I think more about latency with network updates in a big network. I think more about that. So, like, the light particles are like packets of light, but there's a propagation time. There's a time it takes for everything to update. So, say you have multiple players in a video game at different locations. They all see different things happening at different times. And it's almost like the speed of light is the network speed. So you can't go any faster than the network speed. You can't know stuff that hasn't happened yet, according to the local update. So I'm talking about a video game right now. You see what I mean? So, like, you have to wait for your update, You can't know that the other player moved until the packet that says he moved reaches you. Now, that happens at the speed of light, so for all intents and purposes, it's instant. But over large scales, obviously, it's same thing. So this is all related to the precision, the infinity precision paradox. Yeah. Earth is technically not moving away from the spaceship. The distance between the spaceship and the Earth is increasing. Yeah, sorry. Do you know what? I'm going to clean up that analogy. Forget the spaceships. It's two boats. It's literally two boats. There's two boats going in slightly different directions, and you jump off one boat and swim to the other. If you don't swim back fast, you can't make it. It's really that simple, because they're moving away from each other over time. And so, yeah, you can swim from one side to the other when they're close, but they're not going to stop moving for you. They're still going to keep moving. So there comes a point of no return where you can't just get off boat 2 and go back to boat 1 again, because you can't swim that fast. That's facts. So then it becomes... So when you start thinking that galaxies are more like boats in the ocean, it's like everything is just fractal, man. It's just all the same. What was it somebody said here on the show not so long ago? It's turtles all the way down and all the way back up again. So, just more turtles. Oh, is he finished? There's no way he's finished yet. He's going to do deep dive now. So, user wants to know whether the specific mathematical relationship between precision requirements and cosmic energy budgets exists in literature, and then whether this interdisciplinary synthesis is truly novel, which is Old French, information about related work that might have explored similar connections. So in other words, I'm just doing diligence to see if this idea that popped into my head the other day and then evolved into, it's taken on a bit of a life of its own now with all this, because we're cross-referencing papers that everyone's forgotten about, guys. Do you know what? I'm going to talk about something before we sign out here. Einstein was a patent clerk. So he used to read patents, right? He read patents on all the latest inventions during, and I think this is like, anyway. So he was able to put it together. His patent brain put it all together. And that's why we have general relativity. Turtles All the Way Down is a reference to Terry Pratchett. Yes, it is, Dragon. Well done. He's one of my favourite authors. Him and Douglas Adams are my favourites. They're contemporary. Yeah, Douglas Adams and Terry Pratchett are like not that old. They're kind of new age writers, which is why I like them. Because obviously there's the greats, the literary greats. Everyone's heard of the literary greats. But Terry Pratchett is a fantasy author, and Douglas Adams is a sci-fi author. They were both popular in the sort of 70s and 80s. So gives you a bit of a... dates it a little bit. And everyone stole from them. Everyone stole from them as well. But there have been some great productions that have come out on those IPs. It's not like they didn't make any money or anything. I think they might have both gone mad in the end. But it happens to the best of us. You know, if you get a high score that you manage to rack the high score up to advanced years, you may also go mad. I think maybe it's sort of like a privilege, you know? Anyway, so we've connected statistical confidence levels, finite energy budget, and the Landauer's principle to try and derive a precision horizon. So in other words, a way to actually discover, like, so you could say, oh, you want to make a new particle accelerator to measure even smaller and smaller and smaller? Yeah, well, we know that actually when you get to this point, you can't go any smaller, you know, because you can work it out. I don't know. It may already exist. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, come on. It seems like a really obvious relationship to me. I mean, I don't know. Because you can see that, right? It's like clearly, eventually there comes a point that you can't get enough energy. It's the same as everything. It's the same as everything. You know, if you have an engine, you can like make the engine bigger, right? And have more power. But eventually there comes a point where you need all the petrol in the world to make it crank one revolution. So it doesn't matter how much power, you know. There's a difference between theory and reality, yeah? In theory, you could make a V8 the size of the moon. But where would you get the fuel to power it? See, it's like, this is why all this sort of theory crafting is fun, but also a little pointless. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's theory, you know? You know, people get confused. Maybe this is the other end of the scale or the other side of the coin. Because one side of the coin is, I can't understand hypothetical. This is where all of this started, by the way. We called it cognition zero, which is like a state of cognition. It doesn't mean nothing. It's just not one, okay? So binary, it's a binary state, not a value, okay? So you have cognition 1, which everyone assumes they have. You have cognition 0, which some people have. Or some people present as having, which makes no sense as well, by the way. You know that they're not stupid, but they're unable to consider the hypothetical. And when we did the research on that, we brought that into this because it seems related, but there's an opposite end of that. There was an opposite end of that, which was where we can't understand the opposite of a hypothetical, which is the reality right in front of us. You see what I mean? So it's like some people have a problem accepting reality. Some people have a problem accepting unreality. You know, hypothetical is a long word, but you could say a hypothetical is an unreality. We assume a state of reality which is not the case so that we can talk about it, you know? That's the same thing as a hypothetical, right? I think. Anyway, whatever. So maybe it's like two parts of the same thing. You know what I mean? Two sides of the same coin. Maybe there is 1, 0 and negative 1. So it's more complicated. You know, it's not just as simple as saying, you know, I didn't have breakfast this morning or something else. I don't know. See, we were just doing this lightly because I think that AI actually represents a unique ability for you to come along and cross-reference stuff from all over the world. You know, all new cutting-edge research, you know? All the cutting-edge research. Wait, what's this? What are you saying now, Dragon? Best builder ever. Forget Bob. I've lost the joke there. But don't worry. Let's have a look at this and see what he's actually doing, yeah? Because often, you know, some interesting stuff in here. Precision Horizons, a novel synthesis at Physics Frontier. The proposed mathematical relationship connecting measurement precision to cosmic energy budget appears to represent genuinely novel territory, though it builds upon substantial existing foundations across multiple disciplines. While no existing work explicitly formulates the specific synthesis described, the research reveals remarkable convergence towards such a framework. So existing foundational infrastructure includes thermodynamics of measurement precision has advanced dramatically. Recent work by Latent and Eluard in this year establishes that the higher the quality, the larger the energy cost. Well, hang on a minute, that's what I just said. I thought you said... Oh yeah, wait. Read. Existing. So that means he's agreeing with me anyway. With precise mathematical bounds linking measurement fidelity to thermodynamic work requirements, the quantum Fisher information framework provides rigorous connections between precision bounds and coherent costs. The minimum energy needed to prepare distinguishable quantum states. So that's what it is. Okay. These developments extend far beyond classical Landauer principle. KBT-LN2 per bit erasure. What? I've never even heard of this system. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to be upfront with you guys, you know? I don't know what that means. KBT into LN2. I think that says LN2. I thought it was logarithmic, but I have no idea. To encompass sophisticated precision energy trade-offs. Classic computational limits are mathematically established. Seth Lloyd's seminal framework quantifies the observable universe computational capacity at exactly 10 to the 120 elementary operations using 10 to the 69 joules. Nice. Derived from fundamental constants via the Margulis-Levitin theorem. This provides precise cosmic energy budget and operational limits needed for any precision horizon calculation. Lloyd's work connects cosmic age energy density and Planck scale physics into concrete computational bounds. Thomas Kuhn's fifth law of thermodynamics framework. Oh my god. There it is on Arxiv. Oh boy. It from Bit program. Quantum Bayesianism. Bayesianism. Whoa! Check that formula out. God damn. O2 divided by J2 equals KT. Wait, isn't that the same one that was in my paper? Hang on. I think that's the one that we said. E something exp something squared. Wait a minute. Isn't that just like E equals MC squared, but it's like something else? This synthesis represents genuinely novel territory with significant theoretical potential. Do you know what the fun thing is? I've got no way to publish because I didn't pay for a degree. I didn't buy the piece of paper, guys, so that means I can't publish my research. That's just the truth. So if you're Chinese and you want a cosign, I'm starting to see why so many papers have got Chinese cosigns now. Because the guy that had the idea had to basically give it to someone else just so the scientific community would even look at it. It's a really dumb system, academia. It really is. It'd be like saying you can only enter a weightlifting competition if you buy a membership at this gym for like 2 years. We need to know that you're actually able to lift weights before we let you enter. It's like, what? Stupid. Especially when robots lift all the bloody weights. If I remember correctly, EMC2 is just a simplification of special theory, not general theory. Okay. Yeah, it's a really dumb system. Like, there should be a way for anybody to submit to the system. And then if they want to be like, no, this is a load of bollocks, fine. But at least they don't miss ideas. Yeah? It's almost like it's the most elite system it's very elitist. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to get blown out. Because if you can do this research with an agent, man, people are just going to use the results. They're not going to bother They're not going to bother with your peer review. They're just going to go ahead and put it into make money mode. Immediate make money mode is what will happen. And then the academia will be like, oh, we didn't even know about that. And they'll be like, yeah, they use it to sell product. Because you guys were like telling them they're not allowed to publish or whatever, you know? I wonder how many secrets could advance humanity, but they don't because, you know, money. Got to make that money first, right? Makes you wonder. So, unified mathematical formula is absent. So while the individual stuff's there, no one's made this formula that we came up with, which was max equals F universe KBT measurement efficiency. I don't want to read that symbol out because I don't actually know what it is. It's like an O with a thing on top. Imagine that, you roll in there like, yeah, I got this new theory. O with the thing on top, max equals FE universe KBT measurement efficiency. And they'd be like, what the frick is O with a thing on top, max? I don't know, I can't read it. I don't know, I've never seen one of those before. Hang on, let's just get a chat to just explain what this is. Just that alone is a chat on its own. It's so funny. It's so funny. Explain like I am 5. Yes. Let's go. Oh, you're smart, are you? That's cool. Claude's smart too. I mean, he knows stuff which I can't even read. Wait, what? You didn't explain what the things is. What's that? Wait. Huh. Oh, dudes. The equation is saying the most toys you can most possibly count depends on 3 things. How much energy or stuff is in the whole toy box? More toys, more things to count. How wiggly everything is. Temperature makes things move around. If the toys are bouncing around, they're hard to count accurately. And finally, how good your tools are. The big idea, there's a limit to how perfectly you can count or measure anything, and that limit depends on how much stuff there is to look at, how much everything is wiggling around, because that's a thing, and then how good your measuring tools are. So wait, but what does that... Is that energy max or something? Okay. Explain. I just want to know what that actual symbol is called. I will ask him directly if he doesn't bloody tell me. What is that? It's just a Greek number, isn't it? Sigma. For fuck's sake, it's the number. That's literally the symbol for sigma in this. Okay, that's the symbol for sigma in Claude font, guys. Okay, cool. Sigma max, the biggest mistake you could possibly make. Oh, Sigma, this squiggly Greek letter means how wrong your guess might be. So if you guess how many jelly beans are in a jar, that says your guess could be off by this much. Max, yeah, we know what max means. You're trying to guess how many kids are running around in a playground, but they keep running around and hiding behind trees. Sounds like quantum physics to me. Guys, there it is. There it is. You're trying to guess how many kids are running around the playground. Quantum particles. They keep running around and hiding behind trees. Yep. The proverbial fits. The fractal aligns. So even with your best tools, you might still be wrong by this much, because some of them were hiding, some of them got counted twice. Obviously, they're not real children. They're like particles, you know, but that's my point. So no matter how hard you try, you can never measure anything perfectly. There's always going to be some room for error, and this tells you what the biggest wiggle room is. Here's the formula for figuring out the maximum amount of oops. So... go back to here. No, wait. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Did I like close it? I must have closed it and left the page or something. Nope. Yeah, look. Here's the other issue. See, the last one, I love this prompt. This is the my most favorite prompt I've ever had to type. So with a central focus on the subject matter of cognition zero, so that was the hypothetical psychological study, which describes a blind spot in the human condition, we can cross-reference with God is Dead, which I wrote on Nietzsche, which, by the way, is a load of crap, while using an overwhelming academic positivity. See, overwhelming academic positivity is what I came up with. It basically means, you know, stop being emotional. Because positivity isn't really emotional. Anyway. Aligned with divine self-discovery. Not religious, okay? But look at any religion, they have this thing, yeah? So with that. We use deep research to reinforce and resolve the 3 attached articles into a single unified essay named Return to the Oceans. When we came from the ocean, we brought the salt with us. It's actually biological observation. We're like, what is it? 70% water? And apparently if you get 5% dehydration, makes your brain shrink by 20%. So that means that we literally are the ocean inside of us. I'm not talking about salt water. I'm just saying, like, we're basically... we're like amphibians that don't go in the ocean no more. You know what I mean? It's easy to forget. Easy to forget that we are from the oceans, right? But yeah, anyway, return to oceanic consciousness. Do you think a fish wonders about a hypothetical? So it probably spent billions of years with our early brain not having to, you know, not... It's a higher function brain thing. And it wouldn't even be a consideration. So, yeah. Talking about that, basically. Cognitive science and consciousness studies. It'd be interesting. Like I said, I've been working on a load of, non-fiction. And it's fun to include all of the references. So it's like the things that we're writing about aren't just pulled out of a hat. They have backup. And I think I wondered to myself, how many pieces of research come out, get a headline, and then get forgotten? Probably a lot. Probably 90%. I'd say it's probably like 95% of research comes out, gets a headline, and then everyone forgets about it. Yeah. And the weird thing about AI is it's aware of it all, and it can cross-reference and apply the latest stuff to your ideas. And so then you're not just rehashing old stuff. You're actually blending it with new stuff that everyone forgot about. That is the definition of a market advantage, and it applies to just about anything. So I don't know, what I'm doing here might seem abstract, but it's done like that for a reason. I don't want to be sitting here going, oh, this is how you do like exactly that, you know. I want it to be kind of open to show that it could be anything, you know. Like we're doing a physics, theology, and consciousness merge where you're never going to get that. They keep them separate for a reason, right? I'm bringing them together because I can, you know. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it's fun to be able to do it. This is like taking 6 LoRAs and merging them and making a completely new image that wasn't in any of those. It's the same thing. Dragon Diffusion says, life needs energy gradients. The most natural energy gradient, battery, is a salt battery and acid. We brought the battery packs and the brains with us out of the ocean. Yep. Do you know what? If your brain has no salt, you're dead. You can die from that shit. So yeah, we are salt-based. Salt-based humans. I love it. Salt-based fishmen. Fernicar, if you believe in all that, okay, I'm not trying to get... But remember, whenever I say stuff, okay, I'm not trying to make any kind of statement or argue with your beliefs. I'm here to make art, and we're just asking questions and seeing what the AI says, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it too much. Fernicar said, how many secrets? Every AI paper that got translated from Chinese would be a secret behind a paywall or something similar. Actually, Fernicar, I actually think that no one can be bothered, so it hasn't been done. Like, someone coming along and just translating all the Chinese papers actually is a big brain move, because you're going to uncover their research first. Obviously, you need to be in a position to take advantage of that. Max quantifiable quantity by that formula. I don't know about max quantifiable quantity, because really we're talking about the accuracy measurements. What we are trying to say is that if you just take it to its ultimate, in order to more precisely measure things, you need more energy to do that. And so ultimately that requirement gets so big. I know when I say you need all the energy in the universe, that's like the ultimate, you know what I mean, limit. But really, you think about it like this. I want to count the number of jelly beans in a jar, but I can't do it with 100% accuracy unless I use the power of the sun to do it. We kind of already do that. It's called a solar-powered calculator. I know it doesn't really count them, but we kind of already do it, is what I'm saying. We're kind of already doing it. But this is like, oh, no. To get the answer right, we need to use the entire sun up like fuel, like it's gone now. That's how much energy we need. And I'd say that comes a lot sooner than the entire universe, you know what I mean? That's theory stuff talking, isn't it? In practicality, what they're saying is there's not enough power on the planet to measure something that precisely. Like, there's a law of physics that basically says no. It's probably just called, look, guys, just shortcut to thermodynamics. Just say the first law. Is it the first law or the second law? Oh, you got me. I got to ask Claude. Oh, that's entropy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, right? Oh, he's still doing it. He's still doing second law stuff. This is entropy. Yay. Oh no! He was trying to explain entropy and crashed Claude. Okay, that's ironic, and that's where we finish the stream. So thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Probably be doing some more comfy stuff, and it'll be a normal weekday. Didn't do the CNET stuff tonight because we got carried away with everything. I didn't even finish my history presentation either, but it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, long-term projects are long-term. So we'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Be there, and I'll see you next time.
Concrete and creation. The unwanted.